Welcome back to Mik'd Up. Today is Wednesday, June 8th. This is late night Mik'd Up. This is dusk Mik'd Up. We're not going to bring you to dawn, but we'll bring you through dusk. The low light. I can't say after dark because it's not dark. It's the summertime. It doesn't really get dark till like 8:30 now, which I love. Daylight savings time. Yeah, summertime.
It'll be after dark then.
Yeah, after dark. Yeah, when we get in the fall during football season, definitely after dark. We're going to be talking a lot of betting a lot on the show, hopefully winning a ton of money on the show. We are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We have a great show for you today. No guests, but that's okay. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's the middle of the week. People are getting ready for the Super Regionals. People are having PTSD from the past weekend of the LSU Regional, not playing in the Super Regional. Everybody's canceling their plans that they had for LSU possibly hosting a Super because everybody thought that, not everybody, I didn't say that I thought that Miami was going to be a hard regional to get out of, and I thought Ole Miss was going to get out of, which they did. I thought we were obviously going to get out of the Southern Miss Regional, which we did not, and we are hearing about that on Twitter, so please keep coming at us on Twitter. I love it. Hey, our videos are getting a lot of action. Appreciate that. Any publicity is good publicity.
All about the numbies.
All about the numbies. And if you have something to say, you can say it to me. It's okay. I may not respond to you, but I will read it. And I'll get a nice chuckle out of it. We kind of talked about a little bit about before. Like I love the internet. I think the internet's great. I think people on the internet are stupid sometimes, but I love that. That's what makes it so great. So you have me, you have Floyd, you have Jay Mitch in the house. Us three. It's going to be a party of three tonight.
Table for three.
Huh?
Table for three.
Table for three, and we're gonna have a good time. And I keep hitting the mic, but it's okay. We're gonna have a good time. We do have a big show, regardless of no guest. We're going to bring our insight. We're going to have some laughs. We have the Golden Spike finalists that just got announced. I think the front runner is pretty obvious. The guy from Texas his numbers are preposterous. Like, he is hitting .409 with 30 home runs and 90 RBIs in college baseball.
Is that called his numbers are size large?
Size large, and he is a size large human. He's a big dude. Speaking of size large. I don't know. He looks big.
I know he does look big.
He looks big.
I didn't know exactly.
He looks big. But they have a couple other guys. They have a guy from the left-handed pitcher from Oregon State, leads the league in strikeouts, 155 Ks. And you have a guy from Georgia Tech. I forget his name. I just think this guy, Melendez from Texas, is going to win the deal. We're going to kind of preview the Super Regionals, talk about the matchups, talk about who we think we're going to win. We have some personal connections with some of the teams in the Supers. Head coach from ECU, Cliff Godwin, he was one of the front runners for the job here. Our friend recruited Jared to come to LSU. I don't know, did he recruit you? Actually, no.
I was before, but
He's right before you, but
I
he
had
coached
the first
you.
2 years here.
Yeah, he coached you for a couple years. Recruited me to come here. Awesome guy. He has ECU always in as a regional host. Have not made it to the World Series yet. They have Texas goes to them. I think they got a pretty tough matchup, 8-9. Texas goes all the way to ECU, plays them. At least they're hosting. We'll see what happens. Our good friend Nolan Kane is in. That's what I should have called you on the show. Text Nolan, see if he wants to come on the show right now, late night. Nolan Kane, Texas A&M in the Supers, hosting. We'll see what happens with them. A lot of SEC teams are being represented, so we're going to preview that, get into that.
Missing one for
as
sure.
the show. Missing one. But that's going to be an interesting series, actually. I'm actually pretty curious. Like, listen, I already talked about it, and we're going to look. We're going to really get into this. We had talked. You saw our live reaction after the regional ended. We were watching the game, streaming it from here, talking about it, watching it, reacting to it as it's happening. We've had a couple of days. What are you laughing at? Did he respond to you?
I sent him a great text.
Did you put me in it or no? No, you don't have to put me in. It's
I
okay.
wrote him 3 texts. Let's see if he responds to it.
3 in a row?
3 in a row?
Oh, yes.
You Sean Ochinko'd him.
I Sean Ochinko'd
That's what Sean does. That's what you do, too.
Yeah, we'll do that.
You text just like him.
The texts are, hey, big head. You up? You want to come on the show? ... Like now?
Yeah. Yeah, you come at 7. Don't have to be right now. You come later. Don't have to be a second.
We'll see what he says.
I think he'll do it. But
If he's free, I would imagine
yeah.
he'll probably do it.
I do text like that. I didn't realize
You do.
that.
You do. You chop it up. It's okay. One of our really good friends does that. He'll send you 7 text messages in a row to get one sentence out.
They're all one line, too.
Yeah, that's what I do. I don't know why that happened. And then I won't text you back at all. And
Yeah, that
so
too.
you gotta. I'm notorious for that. You gotta grab me while you got me, or
No
else,
doubt.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You and
Bad
Antonio
personality trait.
Are
You
you,
and
are you
Antonio
a racer?
Hmm?
Like,
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
gone. I'll
yeah.
read it.
Oh, yeah. He's a space cadet. What was I saying? We're talking about baseball. We're talking about the regional. We're talking about previewing and getting on there. And so we had a live reaction to the regional. The LSU lost in the regional. We've had a couple days to digest it. I think none of our thoughts have really changed. None of our opinions have really changed. We're going to kind of review the season, talk about some of the things that we liked, what we didn't like, what they should improve on, which we think they're going to improve on, stuff that we've been hearing that's going around in the locker room, things that I think Jay knows he needs to do. He mentioned the press conference. If you watched it, he mentioned pitching 2 or 3 times within that press conference. People were kind of getting on him about like calling guys out about pitching being out pitched. Like I didn't think that was anything bad. I think that he said what everybody saw, right? Like they got out
I think
pitched.
that's a very accurate assessment.
He wasn't calling anybody out specifically individually. He just as a whole, like we got out pitched.
And he had the opportunity to, and he did not take it. They
He
kind
did
of
not.
baited
Look-
him for more information.
Yeah.
Look, out of respect for my team and who we have here right now, I'm not going to do that.
I'm not saying anything, which is I respect that, right? And like you had Gavin Dugas show some emotion on the stage, on the dais, like Coach Mary they like to call it.
That's like one of the words, like if you know it, you feel like you have to say it because nobody else knows what it
yeah.
means. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first thing. He goes, yeah, on the dais, and we're like the first meeting, we're like, what the fuck is a dais? And they're
We had to
like,
use context clues.
and he was like, do you know what that means? I'm like, no. He was notorious for going through his talks and like his meetings that lasted forever. And when he would get through them, he would say these words, and then he would ask you on the spot, like, do you know what that means? No, thank God Bo was usually in the front row, and Bo knows all the words.
Yeah.
And so Bo would be like, I know what it means. Thanks, Bo. Thank you.
Can I hear from
Nobody
somebody
else
else in the room?
Nobody else knows. But there's going to be some come to Jesus meetings. There's going to be some tough conversations that Jay's going to have to. We'll get into all of that. Speaking of big, we talk about big head. You talk about big. Bro, Tom Brady's like out there flaunting shit.
It's a big head.
Flaunting
Tom
shit.
don't care.
Hey, now listen now. I mean, he obviously knew Giselle would not surprise him. Like, he knew she was doing that. So maybe he, like, I'm not saying he fluffed. Maybe he packed. I don't know what he did, but good angle for him.
Great angle.
Great angle.
Tell you
And then
what,
he comes
hey,
out again with the picture with, like, the
Hey.
golf. Was it the golf picture? It was, like, the picture in, like, shorts that, like.
I tell you what, when you're
Good for
selling your
him.
own underwear, that helps to sell it, I guess.
Hey, some people's got it all. Some people has it all, and he has it. Talk a little MLB baseball. The Angels stink again. I don't know what the deal's with them. We're going to talk a little about that. Joe Madden
Have you ever
out.
lost 13 in a row anywhere?
No.
That's so hard to do.
But they went from winning.
No, like really good.
like we talked about, like man, they have a chance to
Like a good team.
make a run. Like, are the Angels finally good with all the talent? Oh, there it is. I mean, maybe it's like the underwear. Maybe the underwear just makes you feel like you have.
I mean, it's a great way to sell a product.
That's
That's
what
for
I'm
sure.
saying.
Look at that. No, that thing's hanging.
Oh my god.
Like then he's covering it.
Yeah, and he's covering low.
Is he? Was it low?
I mean, he's grabbing the yeah. I mean,
I would cover low too, even if I didn't have to cover low. You know what I mean? Good for him.
oh yeah, he's packing.
Good for him.
Lord, you analyze that very, very, very seriously.
Yeah,
Oh, I've seen
that's
that
not the
video
fir- that's
like
not the
10
first time
times.
That's not the first time we've seen it. We're gonna get into that. Angels stink again. Joe Madden out. Two midseason firings. Actually, I don't even call it midseason.
It's not midseason.
2 early season firings. Joe Madden.
Joe Girardi.
And Joe Girardi, 2 managers that have both managed the All-Star games, 2 managers that are really well respected.
They're both World Series winners too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Madden for
Yeah,
the Cubs,
Joe
Joe
Madden
Girardi
with
for
the
the
Cubs.
Yankees.
Yep.
Yankees in 09.
Yeah.
And Cubs in what?
Oh.
15? 14?
You know you're the Cubs fan.
I know, 16, I believe.
16? Yeah, I think
Don't hold me
you're
to
right.
that.
I think it was 16.
Okay, yeah, because
think it was
the Royals won in 15, I
I
believe.
think it was 16. So
Um,
09 and 16, and they're both.
Yeah, so out. See ya. I thought when Joe Madden went to LA, I was like, this is a perfect fit. Like, he's in LA. Maybe it was too perfect. Maybe Joe Madden got, because look,
Hollywood Joe.
I like Joe. I played for Joe a little bit, well, at least in spring training. I never played for him in the big leagues, but like, Joe Madden likes himself a little Joe Madden.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, he does a lot of things for the players, and like the players
Seemingly,
like
it's
him.
like the more of the Joe Madden show than you think it is.
Sometimes, and like the
When it comes to making decisions.
right, yeah, like he'll do stuff to do it, and like he does some of the stuff like lands and some of the stuff hits. Like we're in Tampa one time, he was the manager there, and they played a lot better on the road than they were playing at home for some reason or another during the season.
Yeah.
And he was trying to figure out, okay, what's different from the road games to the season? And he was like, well, when we're on the road, we don't get to the field till later. You know, like, so maybe the guys are getting to the field too early and they're getting in their own head, like something. And, you know, Trop's not like the most homey place ever. So he barricaded the door and, like, chained the door shut until 3. Did not let anybody show up till 3. They went on, like, a 6-game home winning streak. He does crazy stuff. Made a lineup in Tampa at 8-6-7-5-3-0-9 was the lineup.
Huh.
Like the song, and they won. Like, he does stuff to do it. Like, he did the themed, he was like the pioneer of like the themed road trips on the plane, like whatever.
Oh, yeah.
So he does stuff, like he's a player for him, but he's always about Joe. So
And he brought literal Cubs to the spring
Yeah.
training for the Chicago Cubs.
right, like he does things that like are fun, but it's also
Look at what I thought of.
look at me, yeah, kind of thing. Which is not look, to each their own.
Long season.
Whatever, long season. With the end of a season brings
New life.
the anticipation of new seasons, right? And college baseball season is still going on, right? It's over. Basketball season is coming to an end. We have playoff game 3 of the playoffs tonight. You like the Celtics. I also like the Celtics to win this game. I didn't buy points like you did. Speaking of buying points, if you do like the Celtics or you do like the Warriors and you want to bet, like I said, I have been in this like fog of study time, which I forgot how much I hate studying for things.
Oh,
And for like a week, I was like really locked into studying, so I didn't really like get to live bet. And now, Daddy's back, boys. Like, I bet the Celtics, but let's be real. That's not the one bet I'm going to put in tonight. You know what I mean? Like,
you
I'm
gotta
gonna
get back
watch
on
the
your
game.
live bet grind.
I really want to bet the over 3.5 threes for both the Splash Brothers because I really think Clay is going to do something crazy tonight. I just feel like he's going to have one of those games where he makes like 10 and has 2 triples. You know what I mean? Like something crazy. So I tell you, but if you want to go and bet with me and bet with us, you should probably use our promo code and put it on the app. Download the app, put on the promo code.
What's the code?
The code is Mik'd Up 15. It's MIKDUP15. And if I were you, I told you, here's the cheat code. I already gave you the cheat code last time. Download the app. You have a fiance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just say you don't have the app, and let's just say your fiance doesn't have the app.
Well, I'm a bad example.
Why is that? Because you
Because
have
she
the
still
app.
has a Texas address right now.
Okay. But if she didn't have the text,
You
if
got
you
to
both
specify that.
okay, yeah.
Might be asking
Might be a very
Texas
good point.
listeners,
Doesn't
right?
That's a
it?
good
If you're
point.
like, listen, I have friends in Texas. They said they would love to. They just can't.
Exactly.
Okay, that's fine. You don't have to.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. It's working. We're working. We're working our way. And we're making it slowly but surely. But
Manifest destiny.
if you're in a state that makes sports betting legal, right, and it's okay, and it's not frowned upon, it's not illegal, aka me and Floyd and Jared and the guy. So, and if you have a fiance or a girlfriend or a mom or a sister or somebody that does not have the app, here's the cheat code. Now, I don't know if Caesar's gonna be happy with me saying this or not, but hey, I think they're gonna be okay with it. You sign up, you get your mom or your girlfriend or whoever else that you want to, your partner, to sign up, and you have a risk-free bet up to $1,500. Now, here's how that works. You get to $1,500, you bet $1,500, boom, $1,500. Now, if you don't have $1,500, don't bet $1,500, but if you have $1,500,
You're about to get $1,500.
You get one bet.
you get one free bet with however much money you put in, risk-free, which means if you bet $1,500, you get $1,500 of credits back in your account. You can't take that out and put it into your account, but you can use it as betting. So you say, well, why would I bet and do that if I can't get the $1,500 cash back? Here's how. Here's why you do it. You put $1,500 down as a person. Your partner, you say, hey, I'm going to do it. You're also going to do it. And you make one side of the bet, and the other person makes the other side of the bet, and you lose, but you get your $1,500 credit back. They win. He or she wins. She wins the $1,500 cash. Boom.
Deposit
cash
that.
out. You get your money back plus the extra money. So now you have the other account that has money in it, that's free money, and the money you won, and now you have your $1,500 credit, and you come out on top.
You game the system. You have been studying. That's
That's
like cheating a little bit.
Now, they may not be happy with me by telling you that, but that if you want to do it and you want to feel like you have an opportunity to win, what better opportunity to win when you know you can't lose?
That's called life hack.
Exactly.
101.
Or you
I'm
take
pretty
the
sure I'm not
risk.
the only one that's figured that out.
No.
But I think they're okay with it because, like, hey, you know what? That's a one-time thing. Like, we're going to come out even on this thing.
Yeah.
So that's what you should do. Mik'd Up 15. Sign up. We actually we are in conversations. The U.S. Open is next weekend, and Caesars wants to do something with us to give away to entice you guys. Wow, I said you guys. To entice y'all.
Oh, there's somebody in the
Whenever
chat from Minnesota, so that probably got into
Oh,
your
really?
head. Yeah, he can't do the bets because of.
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Minnesota. Speaking of Minnesota, did you see the Taco Bell they built there in Minneapolis?
Unbelievable.
Looks like you're in outer space. It's crazy.
How did you see that? I haven't even heard.
It was on. It came up on my feed on Instagram. And it was like, it's crazy. It looks like you're going through like a bank. Like you go through the drive-through and the restaurant's on top of you, and apparently like their whole goal with the whole thing is like they expedited the orders process and so like you make an order and 2 minutes later it's ready.
Are they sending it down like on a bank
Yeah.
tube?
It's crazy, dude. You got like it looks like it's really futuristic, but that's what we're putting together all this golf stuff, and we're obviously partners with Caesars, and we are going to do that. And we're going to start promoting it next Monday. We're in talks with the details, but it's really cool. You'll have a chance to hang out with us three in a fun setting. That's all I'm going to say. We had something really cool set up for this weekend. If we had hosted a super, but we're not hosting a super. So.
God, that was a great giveaway.
I know, but hey, we're gonna have.
It's like a bank.
Look at that thing. It's a bank.
That had to have been an old bank, right?
It's a Taco Bell bank.
If there's one food I don't want slithered to me through a tube.
I have to imagine it's like pretty full. Like they wouldn't have done that if it's gonna mess the food up. You know what I mean? Like,
Comes to you.
The food
actually,
already.
what I heard was they just slide it down with no bag, just straight
Perfect,
food.
right? And open your mouth and put it
I
like-
want extra sauce. And sausage.
Yeah. And if you don't catch it and it splatters, it's your fault.
It's your
Take
fault.
it how you get it. You know what I mean?
That's what Taco Bell does anyway.
Dude, I can't tell you the last time. I
I'm
actually have a funny story about Taco Bell.
Uh-oh.
And I can't really tell about it because
Self-defecating?
no, it's not necessarily self-deprecating. It's just
The word
I'm
self-deprecating.
married, so I can't talk about that stuff. It was a long time ago, and like it just brings up bad things. It's conversations we probably shouldn't.
Show can get you in trouble.
It happening?
You can. Not my fault.
Not your fault. Actually, that's not your fault. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna get
yeah.
that. We're not gonna get that. We're not gonna get that. Anyway,
It's my fault.
we're talking about that. We talked about golf. Talked about the betting. The last thing I want to do before I sit down but I am having fun standing up right now, is if you play on the PGA Tour, and you play on the PGA Tour, and all of a sudden I just had billions of dollars, and I said, you know what, I'm going to start this golf league. And I'm going to call it Live. And it's not called Live because, for that, they call it Live because it's 54 in Roman numerals. So it means it's a 54-hole thing, 8 tournaments.
I thought they called it Live because of the club in Miami.
I've never been, but I heard it's awesome.
It's a very good time.
I heard it's great.
You've been in there?
Have I?
Whew. Pleasure? Business?
Both.
Business.
And it was my pleasure that the business there
It was
open.
But, I mean, DJ, former #1 player in the world, like one of the best golfers on tour, and obviously he's been scuffling for the last like year and a half, 2 years, and he's kind of gotten out of
Form.
Yeah, he's not what he used to. But like, I mean, golf the way it is, like you can turn your switch and figure it out, and now you're back to where you need to be. He says, "I'm done." PGA Tour. Phil's got different reasons. Phil's struggling. Phil watched Adam Sandler movie on Netflix, and Phil's living that in real life.
I wonder if Phil was ever.
What is it called? Gems? Uncut Gems.
Oh, Uncut Gems,
I
yeah.
wonder if Phil knows the girl from Molly's game. I feel like he's probably been in
Maybe,
that
but
room.
Phil looks like he's weathered. Phil looks like he's been very stressed out. Phil is not making a lot of money, but he's losing a lot of money. So what they said is, hey, you know what? DJ, you like to party. Your wife is very attractive. You have enough money. You don't really need the tour anymore. You have a family. Why don't you come out here, play for the Saudi-based on Outlook? I'm not promoting the things that happen behind the people who are putting on the league. Or I guess it's called the league.
I mean, he looks great.
Hey Phil, though,
He looks like Nicolas Cage.
He does.
Let's play around. Let's play around without the hat.
Yeah, or get into the tanning bed.
Without the hat, without the glasses, you can lay off the cocaine.
He looks like he
And
hasn't slept in 3 days.
He looks like he found. That's why he wanted DJ there. I needed my plug.
That's it.
Hang out in the back at the Live.
But here's the
and
deal,
he fooled
DJ
DJ saying this is Club Live.
Listen,
I need
DJ's made a
that.
bunch of money on tour, right? And he gets paid from his sponsors. DJ got offered $125 million to go out and play in this league, this new league.
Did you say to win in this league, or did you just say to play in this league?
To play. Now, that's not counting the purse that you get, which
So he's still eligible.
He's still eligible. Now, the way this league is set up is you can play. You're playing individually, so stroke play.
Yeah, right.
Plus, you have teams. So the winner in the stroke play competition of that tournament gets paid an absolute shit ton of money because all the purses are higher than they are here. And then the winner of the tournament, like the team winner, also gets paid split between the people on the team. If you win the tournament, if you win the league, and you're the best player in the league by the end of the tournament, of the 8 tournament thing, you win $25 million. That's a lot of money on top of the $125 million that he got paid to go. I think Phil's out of debt now if that's what DJ got.
I think Phil's reported like 185 to 200 million. They offered Tiger Woods almost $1 billion, and he said no.
I mean, he doesn't need it.
Doesn't need it.
And I get it. I wouldn't go if I was Tiger either.
No, you can't. It did.
I wouldn't go if I was if I was a top 25 player in the world. I wouldn't leave and go.
Well, you're starting to see some of those people leave and go. Bryson DeChambeau and Patrick Reed.
Bryson DeChambeau's not maybe Patrick Reed is. Bryson DeChambeau's not. Bryson DeChambeau's not even in top 50 right now.
Yeah, but he's still young enough to be able to, with his potential, to be. He's probably definitely a top 25 most known golfer in the world.
Bryson likes the
Bryson show.
Yeah, and he likes the new shiny things. Like,
yeah.
Oh, this is like I want to be the weird quirky guy on tour. Oh, I want to be real big. So like I need more attention. Now I'm gonna get.
And they don't
paid.
drug test over there.
Yeah, so he's gonna be back on steroids.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean,
is that a confirmed thing? Was he actually?
No, I don't know. I mean, protein shakes. I think.
Yeah, that was
hard
a
work.
very Lloyd taker. You just
hard work and protein shakes.
You know
Baby.
what I said? Those are very Lloyd.
I mean, he blew up. He got big real quick.
He didn't get big. He got huge.
He got huge.
My point. Like, look, I believe in hard work, and I believe in a good diet, and I believe in all that. I'm not one to say, oh, this guy's gained a ton of weight and he's automatically on steroids, but it was quick. Happened quick. And maybe I mean, when you make that much money and you pay all that stuff, maybe you have.
He was tiny. Well, not tiny, but he got
He got big.
Massive. But then he
almost
was
like not a good looking big either.
no, it's just like thick. But
Yeah, like
then
not
he
even
was
like cut.
It was
yoking.
definitely not cut. It was just
Like if I was gonna get
it looked like it was like somebody did this.
yeah, he blew him up. Exactly. Like he was inflated.
Same thing that they did to Tom Brady's crotch in the underwear, like the White Goodman when he puts the pump in and. I like to break a mental sweat too.
I mean, how did we just tie those two things together? Like, how?
He was waiting
How?
hard to try to get to
How
the
did
Brady
you
hammer.
bring that back to Tom Brady?
I mean, good for Giselle. Must be enjoying it.
Yeah,
Giselle wasn't scared to show it off either.
no, that's how she hits the catwalk.
Oh my god.
I don't think she's catwalking no more.
Limping.
She's limping down there, I think. But yeah, so that golf tournament is
Oh my
gonna be crazy. But the U.S. Open's next weekend. Trey Wingo is going to be on the show again on next Monday, talking about the tournament, talking about golf. We're gonna ask him about this new tournament, this new golf league.
Maybe get a Wingo boost.
Maybe get a Wingo boost. I'm sure that's usually what they do put out there.
Boosted by Trey 50.
Yep. What?
Tree 50.
Trey 50? Oh yeah, Trey 50.
Trey 50.
Kenny Mayne is on deck at some point too.
Oh, that actually makes
Get
me
him on
nervous.
there.
He's a legend.
He's a tennis guy.
Wow.
We need to get Bo in here. Bo knows tennis, but we're gonna talk a lot. He talks golf. He talks a lot. He likes baseball. Likes a lot of stuff.
Loves golf too.
Loves golf. I think everybody loves golf.
Yeah, especially when you retire.
I need to get good at golf because like that's just what I need to get good to where like I'm on there and people want me to go and play with them so that because even if you're not super close to somebody, hey, you play golf? Yeah, I play golf. Okay, let's go play. I'm always looking to play. If you're good, you get asked back. If you're not good, you have to bring something to the table.
Exactly.
And I'm not funny enough, I don't think.
But you're good that you hit the ball far enough to where people are like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
You know what I mean? But like, I want to be good and funny. I want to be good and entertaining. I want to have both. I want to have the double whammy on the course.
Like Tom. He has everything.
Tom's not as good at golf as I thought he would be.
His swing is good. I don't know why he doesn't hit it better.
Yeah, he's not as good as I thought he would be.
Should be better.
Should be better.
What's
Yeah.
his time limit for the day?
Yeah, you're over Tom. Over Tom.
Over time limit?
Over time limit. I'm almost over the depression of the base. I'm almost on the limit of LSU baseball talk right now because of their loss. I don't really want them to. I don't want to like hammer home that they lost, but we have to talk a little bit about it because it has been so good to us as a show for the last few months, and we love it, and we have a lot of interest in it. Obviously, the boys couldn't pull it off. I think we all agree that they probably got outplayed. I thought they had. I think when they won the first two, they were going to win the entire regional. That did not happen. We underestimated the pitching staff, or at least I did. I underestimated how deep the pitching staff was for Southern Miss. I think that came. Jay even said it in his press conference. He said, "We got outpitched, and it wasn't even close." And I mean that was a true statement, and I think that they all know that. And moving out of the season into the off season, or summer ball season is what it is now. These guys are going to go and play. Like, I'll assume Dylan Cruz is – I mean, fuck, I don't even know if Dylan Cruz needs to go play summer ball. But
I think I just saw something a little while ago that him and Trey are going to play for the USA national team.
Are they?
Yeah.
So they don't have any USA trials anymore?
I don't know.
But good for them. USA is great. To me, the best competition you're going to get I don't know if they're going to go play overseas. Like, if you don't get to go travel and you play for Team USA, it stinks. Because you got to go play around the country, or around this country, the United States, and not play against like a lot of international teams. Yeah. It's just not as fun. But if you have something,
if they threw that team in the Cape, then it'd be cooking. It's not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. But like the best competition you're gonna get outside of maybe playing Cuba and Japan is when you're in the trials and you're scrimmaging each other, because like that's some of the best competition, best talent in college baseball. Some of the guys are gonna go to the Cape. The Cape is awesome. It is so much fun. Did you ever play summer ball?
I've got 7 days of Cape experience under my belt.
Because you're always playing football.
Yeah.
7 days. What team?
I was in YD.
It's a good place to play.
It is.
Except for center field, right?
No,
Center
no,
field.
apparently
No,
it's great.
center field's deep.
No,
Short.
Center field's short. Yeah.
The corners
are
deep.
deep. Yeah.
Like, was it left or right that's almost deeper than center?
Wow.
It's crazy.
No, the center's like 350.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are they doing down the lines?
Deep.
Deep.
I don't know. It's just a weird
Way backs.
thing. But like summer catch
Yeah.
is pretty spot on. You know, you don't see Jessica Biel there, obviously. But like the atmosphere of
People are there every night. Like the
people
games
are there.
they-
People love it. Like the Cape isn't a huge town. Like it's not like huge cities. It's all small little like towns.
Pockets, yeah.
Yeah, and so like they love it because the Cape is like huge baseball. They get all these guys that come in. They're in host families, and like it is awesome. 4th of July in the Cape. That's where it's at.
Nails.
It
I
is
don't think
awesome.
I lasted that long.
I didn't either. The only reason I saw the 4th of July is because 2011 when I got drafted, Mason was playing up. Mason
Let's say, I mean,
Yeah.
Mason was playing up there. I went up there for the 4th of July weekend or week with his family. I was like, damn, this is awesome.
Yeah, my story with the Cape, it was kind of weird. It was the year going into sophomore season, I think.
Okay, so after your freshman year.
Yeah, no. Literally, like after sophomore season.
Oh, after sophomore
It
season.
was during the middle of the sophomore year. We were not very good at all, like on the baseball side. Like that year we started struggling, right? So I went to Les and I was like, "Yo, look, we're gonna be done at such and such a date. Can I go play in the Cape and then come back whenever it is that I absolutely need to be here?" He was like, "Yeah, that's fine. You know, I'll give you until this date." Cool, no big deal.
Okay.
I'm thinking season's over, right? I got at least a month to go play in the Cape and then come back. We get hot, 23 straight, win the regional, win the super regional, go to the World Series, lose out, we come back. And I'm like, well, I got like 6 days or 7 days into that day. I'm going. So I just bounced and went and played in the Cape for like 7 days and came back.
Wait, did you tell that? How'd that conversation go with the Cape? They didn't care. You weren't like
They knew the whole time. Yeah.
Okay.
They was like, they knew I could go till this date, and they were just like, well, just come on,
Yeah.
I'm gonna play. So I went for
Worth
7
it?
days. Yeah, it was a good time, man. It was my first time ever taking an outside shower. That was the weirdest thing ever.
Hey,
It was the
Awesome,
weirdest
though.
thing. It
Awesome.
was so my first time ever was the weirdest thing. It was, the host family I stayed with, nice people.
I got
The
stories
shower
about
they
those
had
things.
for the players that lived with them, legit was like kitchen, patio deck door, just sides, no ceiling to it, outside.
Yeah, outdoor
Like-
showers are awesome.
And so the
sounds
first
awesome.
time I go to shower, it's fucking raining, bro. And it's like cold. Cause it's not like it gets cool there at night. So it's like
Yeah.
cold. I got hot water coming. I'm like kind of freezing when I step off. And I walk back in through the thing and like the mom is like in the living room. I'm just like, yo, I just got a towel on. I'm like, yo, what's up?
Her eyeballs are
I'm like,
showing.
bro, is it 7 days? Like, keep me the fuck out of here.
What's going on?
Hey, I've heard some wild
No
stories
doubt.
about host families. Like
Exactly what you think.
exactly what you think. I've heard stories about like, I mean, obviously the host daughters that are back in from college, like one thing, or host daughters that are going to college that are like just graduated high school. That
Ooh.
guys are freshmen or
Yeah, I've heard some stories.
heard some stories. I've heard about host moms.
I've heard
like,
some stories.
I'm like,
Don't
damn.
look at me
this
like
is-
that, Lloyd. Nothing ever happened.
I was like, this is
Outside
unbelievable.
shower.
When I go to the Cape, they knew that I was only temporary because I was only there for 2 weeks before I had to go to the USA trials. So they knew I was temporary. So they put me in the school, like the manager's, the announcer of the game, like the younger guy who announces, and the manager's house. There's like 6 dudes in there.
Oh, we had
I'm
like
like-
5 in the attic, bro. It was
Yeah,
the
and I'm like,
funniest thing ever. It
I'm
was
like
crazy.
sleeping on the ground. I'm like, oh, like this could be fun if I had like my initial host family was gonna be awesome, like jet skis and like all this shit, right? Well, I couldn't go there unless I came back. Didn't come back, so I was there for 2 weeks. I mean, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I love the guys on the team. We had a bunch of really good players on
So
the team.
you only played there for 2 weeks?
And then I went to USA trials, and then I called 3 days in. I called Maneri. I was like, "Hey, I don't think I want to. I think I want to go back to the Cape. Like, I don't want to play USA. Like, it's kind of like not really what I expected. It's more of like boot camp kind of stuff. Like,
Yeah, they're grinding.
yeah." And I was like, I just like whatever. And I wasn't playing great, but like it was 3 days in. He's like, "Well, look, just finish it out. After, like, then you tell him like make the decision. Tell him that you're gonna go back and whatever." So of course, the next day I go 3 for 4 with 3 doubles, and I'm like, "It's okay."
Actually, not too bad.
and then I start playing better, and then they say that they want me to be the starting right fielder. I'm like, well, I can't say no now. and we have to go. And it was fun. I got a good experience. But the Cape is something special. The Cape is fun. But that's where all the teams are going, right? Like you got the Rougarou and Baton Rouge. You got the Texas League. Is it Texas League? Is that the? I don't even know. I think that's the summer ball.
I don't even know the rest of the summer ball. Like
me either. Yeah, that. Yeah, Northwoods. But so all these guys are going to be off and go and play somewhere in summer. And like, look, summer ball is great. A lot of these guys will like make the adjustments and they'll figure it out and they'll like, it'll click for them over the summer and they're playing better competition. They get away and then like, damn, they come back. Like, wow, this guy figured some stuff out. Or they'll go, a pitcher will go and like they'll be working. Hey, we want you to go. We don't care about your numbers. We want you to work on this specific pitch and then like figure it out and then come back. And they may look like they may have a 6 ERA, but like it clicks the last 3 weeks of the season of summer ball. And
they're not all like that though.
Oh man,
when I was in YD, it was when they wanted to win every game.
Oh, who was y'all's manager?
I forget his name, but he was.
It wasn't Dave. It wasn't Roberts.
Dave Roberts?
No, not Dave Roberts. I remember the guy, the second baseman for the Orioles, who used to steal those bases. Little short guy. He could hit.
Brian Roberts.
Brian Roberts' dad is the manager out there.
It might be him. It was a shorter guy too.
But all he cared about was like winning, and he wanted you to steal all the bases, and he wanted to change everybody's swing.
Like he wanted to win the
Cape dude,
League every year.
Chill the fuck out, bro. We're in summer ball.
My family has.
You are not my coach.
Yeah.
Like my coach, I would come back and I change my swing. My coach would be mad at you. Like, chill out, homie.
I'm not your son.
Yeah, chill out. Meanwhile, our manager in Harwich was awesome, and he didn't give a shit. And if we had a guy on a mound that was really good as a closer, he didn't give a shit. He didn't care. He would literally like he talked to us in the dugout while he's pitching and like not care. Like he was awesome.
I think that's where DJ went too, right?
Harwich?
Yeah.
I know Leon was there. He used to tell me stories about Leon. He's like, bro, Leon was he wouldn't do shit. He'd show up at the field and he'd rake. He goes, so I didn't want to tell him a thing. He could do whatever he wanted to. As long as you give me 3 hits a day like you've been doing, do whatever the fuck you want.
That routine works.
That's what he was saying. So I was like, damn, he's great. But the whole point of this is like that's kind of the transition. People want to say, okay, so Jay's probably going to have exit meetings. And this is when the hard conversations are going to happen with these players. He's going to go in there. He's going to talk to them. He's going to say, hey, listen, this is who we have coming in next year. This is the position or this is the role I have for you as of now. Obviously, that can change when you come back in the fall.
Right.
Some guys are going to have the conversation like, hey, I don't see a spot for you on this team. Now, here's the kicker. We're still in that COVID roster size right now.
Yeah.
Right?
I think they have to downsize this year too, right?
That's the thing. Every roster has 40 players on it right now. Every roster is about to go back down to the allotted 35 players that they usually have. So that's already 5 guys off every roster that cannot be on that team anymore. Plus, you have other guys that you have recruited that are coming in or guys out the portal that you're coming in. So he's going to have not only is he going to have conversations about the guys' roles for next year, he's having conversations with guys about transferring and not coming back. Like,
There's a lot of tough conversations you have this year.
No doubt. Like, I mean, one of the best stories, now it doesn't always happen this way, is, and Maneri has been very vocal about it, and Lewis Coleman has been very vocal about it, and you played with him when he was not good. Maneri brought
I saw Lou at his worst, and I saw Lou at his best.
Exactly. And Maneri brought Lou in there, and he said, listen, you know, I don't think that you're good enough to play here right now. You haven't done what you need to do on the field, off the field, in the classroom, and you've seen the results on the field, and I think you may be better off transferring and going somewhere else. Basically telling him, like, nice way, get out. You have no room for you. And Lou, like, begged coach and, like, cried and, like, basically, like, broke down and said, listen, that's where I want to be. I know that I haven't been the person I needed to be or the player that I needed to be. I will figure it out. I will get better, whatever. So coach gives him another chance, goes in there, gets his grades right, gets eligible or whatever, and starts tinkering with his throwing motions, finds the cross-body arm slide and starts throwing 94 and ends up being the best pitcher.
Well, once he even starts there, it was weird because Lou started like traditional, like over the top.
Oh,
Friday night guy on his freshman year.
I remember, and I could be literally misspeaking right now. Just thinking back to when like I kind of remember seeing it, and it was like, and I didn't know him well at this point either, right? I showed up and I went to football, and so I was never there in the fall. So I only kind of saw like what I showed up in the spring. But Lou was like over the top, and it was like He threw hard, but that bitch found barrels
Every
God.
time.
Ball
I'm talking
came in,
loud
ball
left.
too. And he'll tell you this. It's funny. Like, I'm talking loud. So he was just finding barrels, and then they finally said, "Hey man, how about that's first? This is the first time in my life I ever realized like, if it ain't working over the top, they're like, you know what? How about we just drop this thing down? Maybe we find something here." And it was somewhere between here and here
on the clock
where this guy was born, and that became the Lewis Coleman
They
that
got to the
everyone
big
knows
leagues.
here.
Got him 7 years in the big leagues.
Yeah.
And
But
so,
it was
like,
crazy because I saw him do this, I saw him do this, and it was not good. And this guy was very good.
It's like three
Royals,
different
Dodgers,
people.
Yeah.
Royals, Dodgers, Tigers,
Yeah.
Did y'all play together?
in Detroit.
How was that with somebody else that you like?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Especially somebody like I play with him and Jacoby.
yeah.
But like having those guys is really cool.
Do you know that they're gonna get called up,
Like,
or did they text you like, bro?
no, because it was separate. Like theirs was different because like Jacoby was already there, and so like he already had built like his reputation within the organization, and he got traded. I got traded. I was in the big leagues when I got traded, so like it's kind of a weird. Like I didn't come up with them there, so like it was different. And then
No, I
Coleman-
know. Just whenever they get to the team and you're there, and you're like, how did you find out? Like he just walked through the door.
Well, Coleman texted me, and then I knew Jacoby like made the opening day roster with me in 17, and then got sent down and up and down, whatever. But Coleman was like, hey, because he was a minor league. Coleman got a minor league spring training invite, but they basically brought him to every major league spring training game, and he pitched. And every time he pitched, he threw well. I'm like, damn, he has more innings in the big league games. As a minor league side, he literally wasn't in big league camp. And so when that happened, I was like, he's going to be in the big leagues. And he ended up going to AAA for like 2 weeks and then came to the big leagues for all the rest of the year. But yeah, so he texted me, he's like, I'm coming up, whatever. So it's kind of cool. Like, but if you're up, and if I'm up, you're up. And I've never had this. I've never been up and had a guy come up through the minor leagues that like I knew from LSU, like knew well. And then him get to the big leagues when I was there. That never happened, but that would be cool too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So you
Kind
got
of
to
see a guy grow. What's that?
Got to buy him a suit.
If he's an outfielder. If I had a contract. If I had a deal, I would. Not if I'm making minimum. No shot. No shot. That's not my job. That's not my job.
TJ Marshalls. TJ Maxx.
TJ Marshalls. That's a mix
Put
of
them
TJ
together.
Maxx and Marshalls.
I said I had Game
Just
Pass.
birthed a new store.
That'd be a good store.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, it's like
There's
Jay's gonna have.
Dreamcast and there's GameCube. I said I got
Wow, look at
Dreamcast.
I've never had. I never had either one of them. I went straight to PlayStation.
Me either, but Malibu's most wanted.
Good call.
Thank you.
But yeah, so he's gonna like. It doesn't always work out the way it works for Lewis. Some of these guys will go and not stay. Some of these guys are gonna have an opportunity to stay. But from everything that I've heard and talked to Jay about and talked to Jason Kelly about, like they're very excited obviously about their recruiting class. They have the number 1 recruiting class in the nation coming in.
Yeah.
They also have a extremely talented transfer portal potential. Like obviously you don't know until
it's done.
but I know like in the portal there's a lot of guys in there that they're excited about that they have a chance to probably get.
Yeah.
So it's going to be. Oh, you put the air down, didn't you?
Absolutely.
It's getting a little steamy in here.
I hate that air conditioner so much.
But I think that there's going to be a lot of new faces, but there's also going to be a lot of guys that come back. Like I think there's more. Like when Jay sits down and he evaluates the team.
Well, there's 5 we know for sure that ain't coming back. We don't know.
5? Oh, yeah.
Really
I think some of the guys that they had probably brought in as freshmen are no longer here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like some of these guys that didn't play that were kind of, iffy. I think that he's probably already told them like, hey, you may need to transfer, whatever, right? But you go look out the bullpen, like Gervais will be back unless he gets drafted high enough, which I don't know. You're gonna have same thing with Raiselman's in that same category. I'm gonna go straight just pitching right now. You have those two. You have Cooper will come back. You have Collins is coming back. You have Dutton coming back. You have Grant Taylor coming back, who was like touching 97, 98.
Yeah.
You have maybe Ty Floyd unless he goes in the draft. Like, those guys are all coming back. Those are all talented guys, right? So, now, I'll assume Blake Money is coming back. But, there's going to be, out of those, you can't have them all back and still go get the talent you have.
Right.
So those are the tough conversations. Like, he's going to have some tough conversations with some of those guys. Like, who does he believe? And listen, don't be surprised if some of these guys don't come back and end up going to a really good school and coming back and playing well against us. Like, these guys are all talented, and if they figure it out, they figure it out. But sometimes you may just need a new place to figure it out. You know, some new scenery may help.
We got to see you pitch. There's another guy that like, look, I'll help you be able to land on your feet somewhere else for bringing this guy in. Because people are going to want, and this is just coming from an outside opinion, people are going to want to see different names on the uniform after, certainly in the starting rotation, but even in the bullpen, I feel like there's going to be a bigger change, or at least people are going to want to bark for a bigger change than just like bringing back everyone. Yeah. Like, I understand they're talented, whatever, but I think that it's going to be like, I don't know if this group works together well. Like, they all are good individually.
I think you're 100% right, but I think even more so than that, like, let's be honest, if you call a spade, like, when you bring in a new coach, they want that ship to have their name written all over it. Right. So whether it's for the better or whether it's for the worse, he's going to want his guys, quote, so to say, in there. So there you go.
And here's the other thing. Like, that's obviously on the staff, right? And that's because, what up, guys? That's because the pitching staff was so depleted and talked about, and that was a big issue. Now, offensively, I think they're going to be in really good shape next year, obviously. You have Cruz, best player. Cruz is probably going to win the Golden Spikes next year. Like, I thought if Cruz would have kept playing throughout this postseason, if they had made it to Omaha, I think he would hit 25-plus homers this year. Right. He hit 22. I mean, listen. I said this today, actually. I was like, I felt like I had a pretty good career at LSU. Washed up. I hit 35 home runs in 3 years. Dylan Cruz has hit 40 in 2. So, you tell me if that's pretty good. That's and we can talk all day about how special he is, but, like, he's coming back. He is going to be probably #1 overall pick, college finalist for the Golden Spikes. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he tried to put up some crazy numbers like this dude is doing at Texas. Like, stupid. He's back. Pearson's back, who hit 9 taters this year as a freshman and
limited time.
Legitimately showed that he was a dude. He led off in, like, he was on top of the lineup from the last 3 series on, like, throughout the postseason. He's back. Trey Morgan's back. He got hot again towards the end of the year. So, like, I think he figured out some of the adjustments. I think there's other adjustments he's going to make offensively, hopefully hit for a little bit more juice. You have Stevenson, who played. I know he struggled a little bit defensively, but for the most part this year he was good defensively. And I think he showed flashes at the plate of having really good at-bats. And to me, if you have that and you're able to put up together those at-bats, the hits and the homers and all that stuff is going to come. Because if you're seeing it that well and you're able to compete like that, it's gonna end up translating. You're bringing in a ton of talent to come in. I think they're probably going to try to get Dugas back, and I think they're going to try to put him at third base. So that's another guy who can swing it and can hit and has experience. So I think offensively you are going to be in a really good spot. You have Thompson coming back. I know people were really upset about Thompson having a tough year. Over the last month of the season, he played really well. Mm-hmm. He didn't play. He was a lot better defensively, and he started swinging it a lot better. He had some big hits. His average creeped up to almost 300. He had some homers. But more importantly, he played really good defense as opposed to compared to what he did at the beginning of the season. So you have a third-year guy, a third-year starter coming back in him. And offensively, they're going to be in really good shape. And they got a good recruiting class coming in.
I think when you look at the lay of, like, college sports especially, definitely in baseball too, if you look at it, like, I think I wouldn't say easy, but I think it's easier to see young kids somewhat star if you look around and you can find young players doing really well. But I think when you find good teams in college sports, they end up being older teams. Yeah. They end up being teams who have players who have experience, who have done it, and then it's going to be mixed with.
I mean, look at our team.
It's going to be mixed with the younger guys that come in. You know, so I think we're sitting here and we're talking about those guys. Those are the guys I don't think need to be moved.
Yeah,
like I could see some fans saying, "Oh man, Thompson struggled in the middle of the year." No, I want him back and playing next year.
Me too.
That whatever he went through, whatever he went
Unless
through.
you have somebody that comes in next year, it's a freshman that is like
no, somebody's gonna have to come and take the job
and put him to second.
My point is, it's still his job. Somebody's gonna have to come and take and I want him to have that job simply because like the stuff that the freshman year he had, and then he goes through the up and down a little bit of this year, like that's all gonna make him a better player.
Yeah.
And if you bring in some talent in here that's gonna push him and challenge him and push him, it's only gonna make him and them better.
No doubt.
I think it's his job to lose.
And everything that I've talked, everything I've heard from him about him is he's a really good dude. Like he works hard. He goes about his business, and he showed me a lot about himself as a person this year of how he handled the struggles, dude. Because like, hey, when you're on that island by yourself, making errors, struggling, knowing that you're struggling, knowing that you're better than that,
the ball keeps finding you,
and it gets loud, dude.
Yeah.
The fans get loud. Twitter gets loud. Like. Especially down here when shit matters. Like college baseball and Michigan doesn't really matter.
I'll just say this, dude. I'm not at all, and I don't really, and this doesn't really. I think this has kind of been the thing we've known all year. I'm not at all worried about the lineup. I'm really not that worried about the pen next year. I do think that what we knew from the start of the season became really glaring at the end of the season, and it's like if you can address and find some surefire guys to start games for you, this team could be serious.
No doubt.
Very serious and real quick. So I think that's if they can address that the way they need to, I think you're looking at a very good team next year.
I agree.
What do you think about the SEC that they had to play this year with some of the teams being down? Obviously, Ole Miss was down at the beginning of the year. They catch them maybe with the team that started against.
I think right now with this. Finish your question.
No. I feel like you know what I'm going to say. But if Vandy was down, Ole Miss was down, Mississippi State was down. All three of those are perennial players, usually in the SEC. Felt like the team got, I don't want to say a lucky draw, but they weren't down whenever teams that you expect to be up were down.
Yeah, but you also don't expect Tennessee to do what they did.
But you know they're going to not exactly that, but you know they're going to be.
After last year,
they were good, but you didn't expect them to do this,
right?
They were. You knew they were.
You didn't have to play. You didn't have to play them.
But I will say this: how many SEC teams are in the Supers? 5.
Right.
Shows you how deep the SEC is.
Right.
Yeah.
Ole Miss barely made the tournament.
Now
SEC
they're in the
tournament.
Super.
And now they're in the Super.
I think I'm about to say, dude, you know by now, like, when it comes to the SEC, like, I don't care who, SEC is gonna find a way to be at it at the end of the thing, and that's what it is.
Did Arkansas?
They're in the Super.
They won, right?
Yeah.
That was a great game.
Yeah.
The Oklahoma State.
And they went there and did that. That's hard to do over there.
I think they got screwed on hosting a regional too. They were the number 1 team in the West.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Or number 2 team in the West. They were ahead of Auburn, and they had a better record than
Florida.
A&M
won the West, and they were number 2.
Yeah, but they had a better record than Auburn and
Auburn hosted.
And Florida. And Auburn hosted and Florida hosted. Anyway, Ole Miss 3 seed in the Supers. A&M wasn't supposed to be very good this year. National seed. Boom. Tennessee, obviously, power. Arkansas was supposed to be good. Struggled a little bit towards the end of the year. Super. Who's the other one? There's 5. Auburn just absolutely banged it. 50-something runs in their regional. Like,
it just ran through that.
You have 16 teams left, and 5 of them are in the SEC, right? And I don't think there's an SEC matchup.
Cool.
So you might. It's very possible to run into 5 in.
Can you imagine if 5 SEC teams make it to Omaha?
That would be crazy.
Nah, I don't think that's gonna happen.
They don't want that. NCAA does not want that.
No, they don't want that.
You saw what they did with the regional, and how many teams that don't normally get hosts got host. You gave. I'm not gonna say it because they didn't deserve it. They beat us, but Southern Miss doesn't normally get a host. They got one. They deserved it. They got one. You gave a host to teams on the West Coast. You gave a host to smaller teams that, Texas State, like teams like that probably don't get to host. They are moved around because there's a lot of parity in college baseball, and they're trying to, which I respect that. But when you look at it and you put all these other teams in there, like you can give anyone the host, the better teams are gonna find their way,
at least in a series, to be able to chance to win it.
And that's what happened. And now you have 5, and none of those SEC teams are matched up with these. At least I don't think. I mean, I can pull it up and look, but they. You got Notre Dame is at Tennessee. I think Tennessee wins that. You have Texas at ECU. Right? I think that's going to be a pretty good series. I think they're going to bang that series. That's going to be a lot of runs scored.
Yeah, there's going to be run scored.
Louisville is at A&M. Oklahoma is at Virginia Tech. Now, Oklahoma, they went in there. I figured they were going to win that against Florida. Took the Florida Regional.
I feel like they can run through this one, too.
Yep. UConn is at Stanford. I don't think UConn wins. That's a far trip for UConn.
That's a tough trip, huh?
That stinks.
Shout out Jackie Boy.
Yeah.
What
Hey,
regional was
they're good.
UConn in?
Maryland's.
And now they got to go all the way across country. That's
Yep.
tough.
Arkansas is matched up at North Carolina. It's going to be a tough regional. Ole Miss is at Southern Miss. That's a tough regional. And Auburn's at Oregon State. Tough regional. No SEC teams are matched up. Now, they have some tough matchups. I'm not saying they're all going to win. But
Yeah, you don't have any.
you don't have anybody. You don't have any.
I
I mean,
Like,
think about
feasting on
it.
themselves.
Listen, if you
Yeah.
get 3 of the 5, if you get 4 of the 5, and you end up running into either 3 of 8 or 4 of 8 in, I mean, Jesus,
Yeah, that's still impressive. You get
That's-
5 teams in.
that's a lot.
Doesn't have to
No
be all
doubt.
8, but it'd probably be. Would you say more than 50% or right at it? Like probably 4 teams is the over under.
I'd put the over on 3.
3. Tennessee.
I would say out of those teams, I think Tennessee's a shoo-in. I mean, I'd like to say no. I like for them to lose, but I think Tennessee wins.
I think Ole Miss gets in.
I think they do too. I'm not just taking this at Southern Miss. I'm just saying.
No, it's just that they're so hot right now.
They are very hot. and
They've
they
been
swing
super
it.
hot for the past month.
Yeah.
And Southern Miss's pitching stuff is good, but I'm with you. Like they have a chance because they're swinging it so hot. I think A&M gets in.
Yep. And that's what we had a Ask Mikey question that came in, and
I'm looking at. I'm like, I appreciate the questions.
Yeah, I'll save one, and we'll do like a little seg. But he wanted to know how Schloss was able to flip the Aggies roster so fast in comparison, I would imagine, to what LSU did.
So, LSU. I didn't think LSU needed to flip the roster. I think what happened with Schloss and them. I think when he got in there, they had an older team already. What happened?
Just finish. I would say something else.
They had an older team already, and their lineup was extremely physical. And they brought in a couple guys, arms-wise, but, like, their bullpen was... Honestly, I think it was just more of, like, everybody bought into him and bought into the new staff, and they brought a different type of energy, and they bought in. And buy-in is a crazy thing.
90% of the battle.
And they got hot so early in the year. And they started off so well, and they rode that momentum. And they're now, like, once you build that confidence and show that you can do it, like, okay, now, like, they can, like, a lot of these guys that probably were okay last year and had a good year this year, like, they're good. Like, they've always been good. But they finally, like, tapped into it, right? And, you know, they were able to, they have a very physical lineup, and they hit homers. And they have a dangerous lineup, and their pitching staff was good enough.
You know, here's what I was gonna say, which is crazy because it's
No one didn't text you back, huh?
not yet. No,
Damn.
which is crazy because to me this is.
That was my bad.
I don't think at all it was a bad question by that guy.
No.
By whoever said that. But I think what gets lost in the fray is how close this league is in margins.
Yeah.
You do realize that they were only 2 games better than us in conference. You do realize that they were only 4 games better than us on the year, and they were a national seed. Like,
Wow.
so we're thinking like, oh, they did some big overhaul and flipped the roster. Like, we're talking about 4 baseball games that could have gone the other, which we could have very well gone the other way with.
Which shows you how many like you can count. You can go down and count 4 SEC games. Like, damn, we
Absolutely.
should have won.
Right. That's what I'm saying. There were 2 games better than us in the league and 4 games better than us on the season. National seed, not a national seed. One's in the supers, one's at home.
Yeah, one had to get travel for a regional.
You see, like, you get what I'm saying? Like, that's what the SEC is, where it looks like, oh, dude, they did this way more than you. And it's like, nah, man, really go look at that thing, you know? And that's, like I said, it's a great question, but that's the margins you're talking about in this league. That's how good these teams are, and that's how high-end everything pretty much is in this league.
No room for error. And that's
None.
what really
And that's what we talked about at the beginning of the year. Is like there is no room for error.
And we're talking about an Ole Miss team who's in the supers who went under 500 in the league. Last place in the West.
And didn't really
fired
have,
their coach in the middle of the year. He's
Like,
a dead man walking.
That's
and
where it's at.
didn't really have much. Didn't have like a hard time getting out of that Miami region.
No.
Like dominated kind
Yeah.
of.
So that's what this league is, man. It's a beast, and it is so.
It's a hard. I mean, like I said, you have, you know, 2 or 3 plays a game that can make the difference, and those 2 or 3 or 4 games that you don't do those things and you lose, like, come back to bite you. Like,
Yeah. It's
you
so
put yourself in
oversaturated.
hard- yeah.
It's so oversaturated with really good players.
For
that's
sure.
That's just what it is.
Well, that's what we talked about with LSU, and they weren't consistent enough. And you talked about finding 4 games. If you're consistent kind of throughout the year, that consistency was what killed them.
100%.
That's how you lose 4 games that you should have won.
100%.
Exactly. I
100%.
mean, you have a few Ask Mikey's in here. You want to just go through them?
Yeah, sure. You want to go to a break and bring back them?
Yeah, let's go to a break. Let me go read through them and filter out some of the stuff. And we'll be back. You're watching Mik'd Up, brought to you by Sterling Automotive.
They say the aches and pains are inevitable, that it's all downhill after 40. Well, I'm just getting started.
Today's show is brought to you by Dos Equis. Here in Louisiana, we like to have a great time. If you're looking to be the life of the tailgate, check out Dos Equis mini kegs. Hold 16 beers, easy to tap, easy to pour, easy to chill. Check it out. Become the life of the party. You're welcome. Mik'd Up is brought to you by Law Offices of Lance Beal. Call them today, 337-991-6263. They know what it takes to win. Their practice areas include personal injury, small business, family law, estate planning, with an emphasis in construction law. Your choice for reliable representation. 337-991-6263. Our What's for Lunch segment is brought to you by Doe's Eat Place. Maybe the best burger in town. If you're not looking for lunch, you're looking for dinner, go check out Doe's Eat Place. They have unbelievable choice of meats. They have unbelievable tamales. They have a great atmosphere, great vibes. If you're looking for a homey Louisiana type of atmosphere, but you're looking for high quality food, Doe's Eat Place is your spot. Go in the back bar, sit at the bar, have a couple drinks, watch some games, enjoy the atmosphere, enjoy the vibes. Check out Doe's Eat Place, the best place in Baton Rouge to get your meats. Hey y'all, it's Mikey from Mik'd Up. I want to talk a little bit about my friends down at Sterling Automotive in Lafayette. They're locally owned and operated for over 25 years. They have 13 locations, 4 in Opelousas, 5 in Lafayette, 1 in Broussard, 2 in Jennings, 1 in Crowley. They sell any type of car you could possibly find: Buicks, GMC, Ford, Lincoln, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Hyundai, Genesis, and Kia, along with 5 pre-owned locations. They have over 1,500 cars in inventory on site. Unbelievable service, unbelievable people. If you're like me and you're on the go, they can sell and they can ship you cars up to 200 miles away. If you're like me and you're always on the go, they offer complimentary delivery up to 250 miles, which is unbelievably convenient. Again, my friends down at Sterling Automotive in Lafayette, awesome people. Go check them out. If you want to check them out, go to their website at saveatsterling.com. Mik'd Up, we are brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We are in hour 2 of our first real 6 to 8 episode. Monday was the first day we had our 6 to 8 episode, but it was like a stream of the game, and you know, that's not how this is really going to be. Now during football season, it's going to be like that. It's going to be a lot of us talking. Hopefully, and during football season, we'll have more football guests in, talking about the game, also betting with us of football games and live betting and doing different things like that.
If you've never watched a game with Mikey, as you saw probably a little bit,
especially has some cheese on it.
Yeah, you can see the emotion is there. It's always entertaining.
Nobody's ever said that I'm emotionless.
Right.
I wear my emotions on my sleeve, and I'm okay with that.
Yeah,
You know, that's just
who I am.
That's part of who I am, and if you don't like it, you gotta deal with it, or you don't.
You don't have to.
You don't have to. But yeah, so we have some questions in the chat about some of the stuff we were talking about. If you have a question, throw it in the chat. The beauty of this 6 to 8 time frame is it's a lot more relaxed. An hour Wednesday and long days for a lot of people. And you know, usually we'll have.
But you're not at work. You ain't got shit to do.
You'll have some drinks on the table out
Right.
here. We drinking, and like we are in discussions and planning phases of like our own little area in the studios.
Maybe a little move
Yeah, a little move somewhere down here.
across the street.
And so that's gonna be kind of cool. I think it's gonna fit the vibe a lot better for what we're trying to do at 6 to 8. So if you got questions, throw them in there. We've already got a few. Go ahead, throw them at me.
Okay, the from that I just saw, which I
What'd
think
you say?
the one tongue is doing work right now.
That's what
The
she
one
said.
that I just saw, thank you, is speaking of Bianco. That's a great question. What do you think that Ole Miss does with him now after they had pretty much
You gotta keep him now.
they pretty much
mean-
buried him?
I mean, but did Ole Miss bury him or did the fans of Ole Miss bury him? That's the question. You know what I mean? Like, the perception is what we make it out to be. So, if you're a fan and you believe that he's fired, now listen, we all thought he was cooked too, you know, but nobody really knows that except for the athletic director, right? The fans may want one thing and do all this stuff and clamor for it and all this stuff, but you don't really know. So, I assumed he was cooked, but like they went through he got through it. Now they're in the Supers. They have a chance to get to. It's hard to fire a guy when they get to the Supers or Omaha. It really is. I think he's at least got himself. Unless he's like, I'm done. But
He just got a contract extension. Like whenever he interviewed with the LSU job, Ole Miss went back and gave
He's
him a
saying-
3 or 4 year contract
He ain't leaving.
extension. But don't they have some flack with him about being able to get here and not be able to get to Omaha?
he's gotten there though a couple times.
You just can't win it.
Can't
Yeah,
win it, but
boy.
they used to not be able to get there.
Yeah.
Used to say
It was a
Yamaha.
little bit of both.
Omaha, Ole Miss at home again. That's what we stand for.
Oh,
But not anymore. But yeah, I think he's good. I think he saved it.
okay. Next one up. Ask Mikey. Well, ask the show. I'll
Okay.
ask you to.
Yeah, I like the show.
I'm sure you've been asked this before, but I never understand how you prepare for your next opponent.
In baseball?
Yes. Well, no, in life.
Oh, I mean, baseball is a microcosm of life, Lloyd. You want to hit that one? I can hit it to you. We both,
I
we
mean,
both touch on it.
Volley.
Does he mean series to series, or are you talking about like game to game? Probably
No.
series to
Probably the
series.
series like your next opponent you face.
I think
Or maybe even pitching wise. But
I would say first off, there's things that you are trying to. The better players, we would honestly say, probably are better at sticking to their strengths and not straying from those, right? So with that being said, like there's things that you're good at that you try to make sure you're good at. You try to find out what it is that he's good at, right? And there's more information on stuff like that these days. But you find out what he's good at, knowing what he's trying to do to you,
yeah.
at bat to at bat, counts to counts, situationally with where guys are, and that kind of gives you an idea. Now, you get to the bullpen, and for the most part, it kind of all bets off. Really, you might get anything in any count in
Right.
any situation, whether you're up 10, down 10, whatever. So it becomes a little bit harder to do, but that's the gist of it.
Yeah. For me, it's like you have. There's always like the fine line of like, do you do what you do well, or do you want to try to attack what he's trying to do? You know, whether like as a pitcher, it's like, do I throw to his weaknesses or I throw to my strengths?
right.
Right? And so, as a hitter, you look at the scouting report and you have to self-evaluate, right? Every series is different. But for the most part, unless you've had like a stretch of like a month stretch of like being hot and kind of doing the opposite of what your scouting report says, like your scouting report is what everyone's getting. So you have to literally look at it, swallow your pride because it's going to tell you how to get yourself out, and say, okay, these are how these guys are going to attack me. So, okay, I know that I don't like swinging. Maybe I don't hit the pitch up well. Okay, well, I'm going to set my sights at the top of the zone that I'm not where the max I'm going to go. And if he's going to try to go above that, I'm just going to have to be disciplined enough to not. So I know he's going to attack me up or attack me in and then go away. Like you know how they're going to attack you, so you anticipate. So people always want to talk about hitters being guess hitters. Right? Yeah, and there's some guys that go up there and they just purely guess, and like, you know, some of them are good. Like Manny Ramirez is extremely good at guessing, but there's not very many guys that are like him.
Go ahead. No,
What are you saying?
no, I'm just saying like high level hitting to the most part in a way is pretty much
Guessing.
Pretty much guessing.
Exactly.
It's
what
an
I'm saying.
educated guess, but it's pretty
Right,
much
and so like if you know how they're going to attack you and you know what this pitcher's got, now listen, if a guy does not have any run, he throws hard, he has something that is a very bad weakness, he's probably not going to throw it. But for the most part, if you know your scouting report, you know how this pitcher is going to how he's going to pitch to you, so you can anticipate it and you can expect it. Certain counts, certain situations, like hey, guys in scoring position, this guy's 85% breaking balls. Or, hey, guys in scoring position, this guy flips the script. Like normally, when there's nobody in scoring position or nobody on, he is breaking ball, he pitches backwards.
Yeah.
Or maybe sometimes it's the other way. Sometimes this guy throws a lot of breaking balls early, fastballs late, maybe scoring position, fastballs early, breaking his balls late. But the scouting report will tell you that.
Yeah, even down to sometimes where it's, hey, this guy in a 1-1 count, he throws 75% this pitch. Well, if I get to 1-1 count, chances are I'm looking for that pitch.
No doubt. Now, funny story about that. When I was a junior here, Javi Sanchez, who's awesome. Do you remember this? Did I ever tell you a story?
I know the gist of what you're about to say because it's not just there. Like,
Yeah. No, it happens all the time. Like, listen.
I know what you're about to say.
No stat you ever get in sports is 100%. So there's some times that like it's just not gonna work out, and that like if it doesn't, you can't get mad because hey, this was my approach, and this is what I went with, and so we are playing Kentucky. It's my junior year, and Kentucky had a guy, Alex Meyer.
I thought you were talking about this guy.
Oh no, Paxton, not Paxton.
I got a story about him.
Paxton wasn't there; he had already left.
I'll give you a story about him too.
So we're facing Alex Meyer. Alex Meyer is 6'9", and he was 98 miles an hour. And
By the way,
his
I thought
always
Alex
had,
broke my knee.
yeah, nasty.
In
He
program.
threw a 91 mile an hour sliders. But he's 6'9", he was young, he was like a baby giraffe. He could not repeat his delivery, so like he was kind of all over the place. And he never really had great numbers because he just couldn't figure that part out. Well, his junior year, he figured it out. And he was absolutely dominating. This is towards the end of my junior year when we had to basically had to win every game we played in the SEC. And we had a favorable schedule. We had just swept Tennessee, or we had to sweep Kentucky, sweep Tennessee, and basically sweep Mississippi State. And Alex Meyer's pitching that Friday game. And I had gone 0 for my first 2 with 2 punchies, right? And I got both counts. Both at bats, I got to 2-2 counts. And both times on 2-2 counts, he throws me this wipeout 92-mile slider, like not even close, but like I can't fucking see it. Swing, flail at it, like strike 3. I'm like, shit. Okay, so then I go up to my third at bat. Big opportunity, big moment. Javi, who me and Javi had a great relationship. Like he was my guy. Like if I struggled during the season, Monday me and him were out there right after school, like off day, 2 hours on the field, like kind of honing it in. He comes up and he goes, hey bro, and it's like Cuban accent, right? The only way he can do it, he goes, hey, listen, look at this. 15 times he's had 2-2 counts this game, and 14 out of the 15 times he's thrown a slider. So if you get to 2-2, sit on the slider, bro. Sit on the slider. I said, okay, all right. 2-2. I get to 2-2, I step out, look at him, he nods, I'm like, all right, here's a slider. 98, right down the middle, strike 3, took it. I'm like,
Not a slider.
It's not a slider. And I wasn't mad because I walked back in and he goes, well, bro, sometimes it's wrong.
So
14 out of 16.
I'm like,
No,
I mean, you're
100%.
right. Like, and like, you know, but that's
kinda how it goes.
That's what happens sometimes. Like, you take that chance and like, to go back to his questions, like that's how you prepare. You read the scouting report. If a team likes to run, if the pitching staff knows it, like that's kind of how you prepare.
You never know, and that's the thing too. Like that's why baseball is so crazy because you just never know how people are gonna feel from spot to spot, start to start.
Yeah, like maybe the guy feels like
travel
shit.
at home. You never know, right? So like you get a start of what maybe he's done the last 2 times. Maybe the last 2 times he started has been at home, right? So I remember my junior year, his freshman year, they had. I think it had to be the same series because they brought.
But that was early in the year because that was like it was cold.
It was cold.
That's when Hanover like kind of jumped.
They
on
had
the
the little soft lefty that threw, and then the Saturday guy.
And they had three guys in that rotation all made the big leagues.
Yeah,
Wow.
the little soft throwing lefty who's still. I mean, he might still be in the big leagues right now.
Rogers? No,
I forget his name.
I forget his name too.
He was the Friday night guy. Saturday was James Paxton. Scouting report on
There's
James
100.
Paxton. The scouting report on James Paxton was 91 to 94, or a little arm side run.
Oh, yeah, back then.
Blah, 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 blah. I remember coming up and he blew the doors off our like first 4 batters, and I'm like,
And this is before Radar Gun was like in every stadium.
Radar Gun wasn't really in the stadium, but every team at that point had like the manager sit first row in the thing and literally had to go.
You say, hey, what was it? And you go like, I mean, it's 94.
I remember getting on deck. It's like fastball by the dude in front of me, and I'm talking like he was 2 years late. Like I was like, oh shit, he might hit me with it.
Eddie
on deck.
91 to 94.
I looked back at Matt, and it was Matt Montgomery at the time, and I looked back at Matt, and I'm like on deck, and I'm like, he goes, I go, 97?
Hey, that's lefty.
I go, no wonder why nobody's on him. I'm like, all right. Here we go. And I remember the first fastball I saw from him. Bro, I was like, I'm gearing up. I don't give a shit. I'm going to hammer him right now. I thought I was all over this thing, bro. And I hit it. Boom. I was like, where'd the ball go? And shit flew over the third base dugout. Wasn't even close. I'm like, oh, shit, bro. I ain't nowhere close to time right now.
That was a great series.
That's a scouting report. That's what it is. Like, you just never know what you're going to get.
Never.
But I will say this. When it comes to – he'll tell you this. When it comes to, like, figuring out what it is, usually whatever the plan is that you have in your head, whether it's good, bad, whatever it is, if you're able to, like, stick to that, there's a good chance there's probably success in the at-bat. I know a lot of guys that are like, hey, man, I'm going to go up there. I'm going to make sure I see a pitch. Like, make sure you see a pitch. Tap in, look up. Guy starts throwing. He's like, fuck it, I'm just swinging.
Yep.
Swinging. And they end up getting out because they just didn't stick to what you, like, literally. Like, it's just, you got to go up there with, like, conviction. And, look, it's hard to do when situation, crowd, speed, umpire doing it. Like, it's really hard to do. But that's what it is.
Sometimes you go up there and you have everything in your head, and for some reason your brain just doesn't work.
You swing.
And it just happens. I'm like,
swing.
And usually the way I am, if I do swing, it's probably a chopper to the pitcher or in the infield, and I'm motherfucking myself running down the line so everybody can hear it. And I'm just like, and then everybody's laughing. I'm like, I literally told myself don't swing, and I swung anyway. I don't know what I'm doing.
I can't help myself.
Yeah, but like that's baseball, so it makes it fun. This is not a question, but I'm reading it. Doug knows. Appreciate you, Doug, about this compliment. He said the pre-regional show with Jay, Coop, Paulie, G, and Kelly. The clips that I've been getting a bunch are with Paulie G and Coop, obviously, because people are stupid and they thought that they weren't giving Southern Miss any credit. But I asked them the question, like, hey, I think this is winnable. Like, who wouldn't look at the opportunity of maybe hosting at home? Like, everybody's thinking about that. Like, Southern Miss is probably thinking about, man, how we're hosting. They probably thought about Omaha. Did they think they were looking over us? No, that's another story. He said that was the best informative college baseball interview ever. I appreciate you. That's what we try to do. Informative information, conversations, not just on college baseball, but really on everything. But obviously, baseball is a little bit of our honey hole. But I think you're going to see during football season that we have a pretty big honey hole in football season, too.
Pretty strong on that side, too.
Yeah.
Played both.
Yeah.
And it'll be the same approach. Like, it'll be the same
listen,
style.
I'm bringing in people who are way smarter at what they're doing than I am. And I just give my perspective on it and not even my opinion, but like
observation.
My observation. Yeah. And they tell me if I'm right or wrong or what their observation is, or maybe that puts something in their head that they can hit, like, whatever. This whole show is about having conversations with people. It's not about having hard takes on like what's wrong, what's not wrong. That's why I said I will never do what I did again on Monday. I'll not have a monologue and talk about what I did. That hurt me.
Lloyd, we got to like side plot to.
Oh, I can
like,
get it.
I'm not doing
I
that.
can get it back
I'm not
there.
doing that.
To literally put it on the rim and just see if he just tips in.
Yeah, sometimes they can't help themselves. Sometimes
we'll
we'll
figure
figure it out.
Who's they?
You. I could do the same thing to Jordy too.
I know you can.
Bring up Will Wade 1 second. He's like, I'm not doing that anymore.
But he does that. Like that's part of like. So it makes this show good. Is he can? I don't like doing that. Not that I can't. I just don't like it because
And sometimes you can't help yourself.
Lloyd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we working.
That was so funny.
What else we got?
I'm not doing that. I hated that.
I hated that.
Can help yourself.
What else are we gonna do?
Let's see. Oh, it's the MJ Sue pitcher.
Oh yeah.
From LSU. From Texas that may come to LSU baseball soon.
I think that's very interesting.
Wait, what?
So there's a pitcher, MJ Sue.
Oh.
He lives in Texas, but he's from Korea. He's a top high school recruit.
Wait, that's the kid that's a two-way guy, right?
Is he a two-way guy?
I don't think so.
I think he's just a pitcher, right?
He started in 95 in high school.
No, you're saying this. I'm not trying to be funny, but
No,
I
he.
saw
I
it, like
mean, I don't know if he's.
I think he is.
But
I weirdly saw a video of some kid that I think.
Yeah, like I've only seen a couple of videos of him. Like obviously, I don't know. I don't know really much about him outside of what I've seen in the video and his numbers. But
When you say two-way guy, do you mean throws with both hands?
no,
No,
hit,
he plays
hits and hit.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
this is him.
Okay.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah.
So
I weirdly randomly saw. I sat down and literally watched.
he
Like,
bangs.
20
Yeah.
minutes of it. Like he did like this video, like him going through a day.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's the one that we watched. That's the one we watched.
watched that
So
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
he is a.
So I
he is a
like
guy.
him because there's a couple reasons why. One, every pitcher from Korea that I've ever faced has a pretty good feel for pitching.
Yeah.
Like
They pitch.
they know how to pitch. They have
They're
the
not
ability
throwers.
to throw all 3 pitches or whatever pitch they have for strikes, and they just always have a little bit more of an advantage. Like they don't try to overpower you. Now this guy throws 95, which is great, but
Which
they don't
is
just
overpowered.
try. It's not all about velocity to them. It's more about finesse and pitching and doing it. Like, and he probably has a split finger, which I hopefully doesn't explode his elbow. But like usually their split fingers are nasty, and I'm excited. Like we don't usually have a ton of international players. What happened?
This makes me laugh because like realistically, it sounds like we're like typecasting people. Almost like, but this is what scouting reports usually are. If you
Right.
This is kind of like an old school like. So we were in college. There were scouting reports. When me and him first got to the minors, there was no scout. You kind of was out there, right?
Yeah.
And so like that's kind of what happened. You saw a Latin guy who had the 3/4. You're like, I bet he throws hard.
And he
threw
he
hard.
probably throws really hard with a
He
run
went
and a
little
sinker
right,
and
he threw
a
hard.
slider. That's probably what he throws.
You see an Asian guy, you're like, oh, he probably can pitch. He's got feel for a couple pitches. You might see
Yeah,
him.
you don't.
Like it's just
It's
it
four
literally is
pitches.
just how it goes.
But
It's
that's
kinda
just
crazy.
that's kind of how they are trained, kind of as a pitcher. Like that, as from a young age. Like when over here, it's all about velocity, 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 velocity. Right? I don't care where you throw it, just throw hard. When you come from Korea
Hell
and
yeah.
like Japan, it's all about, hey, if you throw hard, great, but let's figure out how to pitch. Let me show you how to pitch because that's not going to cut it. If you can't throw strikes, you're not going to be able to do it. And they're a little bit more
They're off speed oriented.
detail to that.
Well, they're
Yes.
off speed oriented.
Yes,
there too,
for
so,
sure.
yeah.
And that's just kind of the way. And it's nothing to do about like typecasting. Kind of that's just the way the culture of their
it's not
baseball is.
stereotyping. It's just that's literally how
Yeah.
baseball is.
Like if you go over there, if you play baseball in the Korean league or Japanese league, it's a lot more off-speed pitches.
The Japanese league and the Korean league.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot more off
Yeah.
speed pitches.
But I'm excited because you don't get a lot of international players that come here to LSU.
Yeah.
And this kid looks legit.
The video I saw, I'm
Yeah.
like, this kid works his nuts off.
This kid looks
It
legit.
was all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, he works his butt off. So I think
he looks like he likes it too.
Yeah. He's got a little brother too. Apparently that's
That's
pretty
who he
good.
was hanging out with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like apparently his little brother's pretty good too.
Wow.
I
Well,
think
we-
he's just a PO. I don't know.
That's
Don't quote
okay.
me on that.
It's, I mean,
Which means he's probably got a good arm.
yeah, exactly. What else we got?
That's it for the Ask
Okay.
the show, but we'll bring that back. We'll
Yeah, I
probably
like
do
that.
that every Wednesday or something in the
Yeah, I
second
like that.
hour.
I like that.
Get people get your thoughts on Monday and then bring it back on Wednesday.
Yeah, I like
but a little
Keep producing. I
a
love that.
little shout out. Told you. A little shout out,
Shout out.
from Brett LeBlanc. Today marks 21 years ago Warren Morris hit the walk-off home run. And if you don't know that, you must have never watched the SEC network.
If you don't know that, or you've never heard the hold the rope story, you probably have never seen a rain delay on SEC. Network.
That's the only reason I'm saying
Very
that.
true.
Because great fact, I didn't think to look it up today, but if you've ever been on a rain delay, that will come on.
That one
on
or Hold the Rope.
repeat.
I'm about to say, I
Yeah,
think
that's
they
it.
got that thing just on pause, like here it is.
Yeah, somebody has it on their phone and it's just like,
Run it
hey,
up.
can
But I
you-
mean, that was-
run that.
I mean, I was 96. I was 6
It's 4.
when that happened, and like I remember it. I went to Omaha to watch LSU play '98, and I remember '96. Like I remember that, and like, when you're young, you're like super impressionable. So like that one was like sticks with you, right? And I'm sure it stuck with everybody through. Yeah, each you cheat.
I might have to. Sorry.
It's okay.
Great story.
He put
Yeah.
like 3 fingers in his
I
mouth.
know.
And I put extra salt
That
on
was a
them.
bow move right there. With your whole fan in your mouth.
I extra salt my Cheez-Its too.
Oh my
Jesus.
god.
Make sure.
But yeah, like it's just that was like a lasting thing, and like for me,
Little
it was
Keith.
like I always envisioned doing that. You know what I mean? Like hitting the home run and the ball in the ninth in Omaha in the World Series, right? Like that, and I think that's kind of what stuck in it. So yeah, it was
Do you think he's tired of hearing about it?
no way. That was the best moment. One of the best moments of his life.
Probably the best.
Nah.
If you really gave him true.
When he got to the big leagues
He
and
did,
did
for the
stuff.
Pirates.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You shake hands this way. He goes side to side instead of up and down.
Yeah, you don't like that. I don't like that either.
Nah, it's just a The first one of one. Never had that
I've
experience
never had
again.
that. I've never had that. I don't think.
But good dude.
No.
He's from Proud of Alexandria.
Proud of Alexandria.
He was given a ton of lessons back in the day.
I bet. What's he do now?
Insurance.
Is he?
Mhm.
Is he here?
I think he's still in A-Town.
Really?
I don't know.
I think so.
I don't know. I don't know that answer.
That guy couldn't get a cup of coffee without somebody saying, "Oh man, I just want to let you know where I was." And he's like, "Yeah, absolutely,
I feel like he's one of the last dudes that like that name walks on water in this town.
absolutely."
Yeah. He gets more. I think he gets more attention, obviously because of the homer, than Todd Walker gets. I could be wrong.
No, I feel like he does too. That's what I'm saying. I feel I'm not trying to like make this up or like really overplay this, but I feel like his name here, before there was a Joe Burrow, was like a Joe Burrow like effect to it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, Todd Walker. I mean, he just
Warren Morris.
Warren Morris is the guy
Yeah.
here. Like that's a name. Like,
When you think of LSU baseball, you think of Warren Morris and Skip Bertman.
yeah, seriously.
Crazy.
Yep.
Crazy.
And-
Todd Walker was one of the greatest
And
ever
for
in
me,
college
my
baseball.
super impressionable moment was the Brad Cressy single.
Yeah, that one
But-
too. That was a good one too.
But I still know the Warren Morris story. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like shit
Yeah.
like that. So like I think his name is like one of those names.
Yeah, I'm with you.
That's statues of him, right, at Omaha? Like, no doubt.
I don't think it's like identical to him, but I
Yeah.
think that moment is like
Yeah,
that.
that's
that
what they're
moment
capturing.
inspired
Yeah.
that statue. Yeah. Because
I
it's
wish
not
they
like
just give it to him and say, "This is you, dude."
yeah, like it wasn't like they didn't like
Put Morris
create.
on the
I wish
back.
they do it.
Yeah, they didn't like
This is
create it.
you.
Like they didn't do the
LSU on the helmet or
yeah,
anything.
like the bust of him. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Oh.
Like, isn't that what it's called?
Yeah.
But of course, your mind went somewhere else.
That would be cool, though, if they put, like, the LSU on the helmet.
Yeah,
Warren
but they can't
Morris's
do that. They
face.
can't give
They can't.
like
Yeah.
LSU that much pub. You know, they have to. That I think that home run inspired the statue, but it's not identically of him.
Yeah.
Are you gonna watch the NBA Finals game tonight?
Yeah, I think they got it set up in the watch room here.
Oh, they're having a watch party.
Yeah, that's why they're here. That's why the
Oh.
gang showed up. So I
Are
might
you
watch-
watching it?
Might watch a quarter or two. Oh, I got to bet first quarter. First to
First 20. I gotta do it too. I'm gonna do that with you. What time's the game start? 8.
8.
Okay.
I don't know which one I want to take, though. Golden State is who I would think first to 20 just because they're a little bit more explosive. But the Scott Foster
Yeah.
being on the crew.
Hey, 12-0 with Scott Foster reffing their games. Celtics are.
No one thinks that's a thing. Yeah, no, that's not real. No, it's
Yeah.
real.
He's the Tim Donaghy 2.0.
Who said that?
I'm just saying when people with stuff like
Oh.
he just happened to win when he's on the court.
12-0. 12 games,
Oh,
no
really?
losses. I'm riding that wave. I'm taking Boston, but I'm
I am
not
taking
points.
Boston
The
too.
favorite in the last.
I'm only taking Boston just because my thoughts are no way they get 2 in Golden State, and I think it's gonna go 6, so they need at least another one here.
Yeah, I mean, Rachel thinks that the Warriors are gonna run away with this thing.
Since 2016, home teams in Game 3 of any playoff series with Foster and Pinstripes are 10-1 outright and 9-2 against the spread.
Whoa!
I mean,
And you bought points.
I
You little
did.
cheapskate, you.
yeah, that's right.
The numbers tell you otherwise.
Tried.
You said screw it.
Tried.
I don't trust them. I'm still gonna.
I'm
buy
the guy.
points.
Yeah, I'm the guy at the blackjack table. Like insurance. I'm like, absolutely.
Every time.
Worst bet. Worst
who
thing you
buys
can do.
insurance on Black
Worst
Jack?
thing you can do.
Just in case. I want to leave with
I'm
something
taking
in
the
my pocket.
I'm taking the
You
Celtics,
got that
but I'm
21. I know
also
you gotta go ahead and give me that insurance.
I'm also gonna live bet the shit. What I really hope that happens is the Celtics get out to a big lead. I know you said first to 20. Actually, I'm gonna take the Warriors first 20. I like your thought process. Warriors get to 21st. Celtics get a big lead, like a 15-point
Warriors
lead.
have the Warriors third
Boom.
quarter.
Take the Warriors spread. Get both ends of it, and I just keep doing that all game.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I did my first hockey bet last night.
How'd you do?
I won.
Who gave it to you? You didn't get it yourself.
No, I did it myself. So I was actually watching the game because there was nothing on TV last night. I texted
Yeah.
you about Jake Berger. I was like, I was just with TBS.
How great is that? I didn't
What?
watch any baseball. I didn't watch it, but how great is that story?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Torn Achilles, and then
Recovering from his Achilles tore it again.
yes, and then he did the same like dog and pony show that Cheryl had to do, where it's like, oh, there's no baseball, go try to play baseball, COVID, whatever, first round pick, and then he grinds his way back, and I just saw him back. I was like, this name sounds so familiar.
Yeah.
And I texted
He can
you.
hit too.
He was.
He was a hockey guy growing up. So like,
Weird. They all can hit.
yeah, because if you watch
Smash
him,
a golf
and if
ball.
if you watch him hit, because you can't have a slap shot with arms.
Yeah. They're
Your
all
slap
super
shot is
directional.
all from your hips, right?
They're all
Like
super directional
yeah.
and like very, very in line.
And think about it, hockey, you're never gonna come around a puck.
Right.
So hockey, you're using your backside and you're coming through everything, right? So like hockey and baseball have very similar motions. Now it's a hockey stick, obviously it's a little different. But he grew up playing hockey his whole life, and you watch him hit, and you're like, the ball comes off his bat loud, and that's because
He's using everything.
he uses so much of his legs and his back hip.
I've never met a guy that's got hockey in his background that plays baseball that's a bad hitter.
Like out of all the professional sports, you know, like you have guys like football players or basketball players or whatever, like they'll come to BP and hit it at like big league stadiums or whatever. The best former athlete, the best other sports that I've seen hit a baseball are hockey players. They all hit.
Who's the worst?
Basketball.
Over football?
Well,
I feel like I've seen some punters and kickers that are football.
Yeah, like
players
I've seen like Odell can swing it. Like I guess the people that I've witnessed.
Yeah.
The football guys that I've witnessed, like all must have played baseball at some point in their life, or like just freak athletes. The few basketball players are like they're too big. The bat looks like a toothpick in it.
They're
and
standing right on top of the plate.
They've never had to like really. I don't know. That's the only ones I've seen that haven't been able to like swing it. Now, you give them a couple months, I'm sure they would look fine. Tracy McGrady looked good hitting or pitching. He looked good pitching.
When did he throw?
He threw like 88. He used to pitch for. Played for an independent ball league team.
That was a while
He played
ago.
for
Yeah, a long time
Sugarland.
ago. Sugarland.
Yeah.
Now they're a AAA team for Houston.
Anyway, so I was watching the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Rangers.
Did they win or your Rangers sweep them?
No, Tampa
won
Bay
that.
is tied 2-2 now.
Oh, they won 2 in a row.
Yeah, I think so.
Is this the finals?
Yeah.
No, this is the
Oh, is it? I thought it was.
Eastern
This
Conference
isn't
Finals.
this isn't for Lord
This
Stanley.
in for Lord Stanley. But Lightning scored immediately first goal.
Was it in Tampa?
Yes. So that was
Did they
my,
show the lightning bolt on the top?
Oh, I don't
They have
know.
like an electricity thing that they
You got to
shoot
be in
lightning
there to
bolts.
see that. That thing.
It is awesome.
Thing was,
I want to go to a hockey
like
game.
I
lightning.
felt like I was about to get electrocuted. I was like,
Awesome.
So I saw the first goal happen, and me and my brother were talking. He's like, "Oh, I feel like the Rangers are going to tie it up." I was like, "I don't know. They're down 2-1. They have to win. Place is going electric. I feel like Tampa's going to like." I have no clue what I'm talking about. I'm just feeling the momentum of the
right.
stadium.
Yeah.
30 seconds later, I put the bet in. Like 30 seconds later, whirr, siren again. I was like, "Let's go!" So a little hockey.
Little live bet hockey.
Yeah, first one felt
Good for
crazy.
you.
But then it was
Good
like,
for you.
next one to score, and I was like, Tampa. It was fun.
Good for you.
Tampa, dude, hockey's electric.
It's awesome.
it's even better if you go to him.
Yeah, I feel like going to the game.
I'm not gonna lie. Like if Tampa makes it to the Stanley Cup and has to host, like I would be willing to say I'm gonna go to Tampa for a weekend and go to a game. That's how fun they are.
They are fun.
A lot of meat there.
A lot of meat.
Meat,
What kind of meat?
beef.
What kind of beef? Yeah, who calls it meat?
Premium?
Why do you keep calling me meat?
Meat.
Premium.
Sit
cut?
down, meat. Wagyu. Supper Club.
Little Japanese wagyu right there.
5A.
But I guess we're all in agreement the Celtics are gonna win tonight, or at least cover.
Yeah, 2. 3.5 is just a dirty number. But the Scott Foster puts it over the edge for me. It's unbelievable that they keep putting him in. Like,
Doesn't put you that much over the edge because you bought it down.
it's a good thing.
No, you just sometimes Lloyd, you just gotta take what they give you. You can't try to do what you gotta do because then you don't really win money. There's it's just
Well, I just bet
Do you think
more.
worth the squeeze?
not worth. No, it's not.
We'll see.
Hey, all these owners,
Tell him that when he's winning. You don't give a shit.
all these owners that come out and talk about. Now I guess they don't really talk about it in the NFL, but they talk about like Major League Baseball, like, oh yeah, we're losing all this money, all this stuff. Bro, the NFL
Whew.
is on another level as far as like valuations and how much the league is growing. I wish MLB would really get into that.
Jackie!
What happened?
The Celtics are the balls.
Oh,
I
he's
had to
in
hop
there.
in the chat.
He's in there.
Yes, he is. Good to see
Jackie,
good to
the
hear
reason
from
why
him.
I'm taking the Celtics is because you're not here telling me to take the Celtics. Every time you tell me to take them, they lose. Every time you don't tell me to take them, they win. So don't even tell me what you're doing.
He said he's got his toaster right next to his bathtub,
Yep,
just in case.
He's ready.
He's ready.
he's right where he needs to be.
right.
Ask him if he can get in that live golf deal.
Yeah, what's going on with
Greg
your
Norman,
boss?
Greg. What's the shark?
The great white shark.
The shark, also hammer.
Also a hammer.
The shark is like heading that thing up.
Yeah, he's been the main spokesman, and it seems to be people were kind of not laughing, but we're saying this thing will never get off the ground. and they keep getting
now look,
players.
it's gonna get off the ground. Now, is it gonna be sustainable? I don't know, because the
'Cause that's a lot of money.
well, not only is it's a lot of money, and like that is enticing, right? But the only thing, like the reason why all these other football leagues don't succeed is because of the product on the field, right? So if you're not putting out, now I guess golf's a little bit different because like
they're poaching professionals.
yeah, well they're poaching professionals, and these guys are still really good on the course, and they may not win on the PGA Tour anymore, but they're going to win against 99% of everyone else.
Yeah.
So like you're still going to get a decent product, I guess, and with golf, it's just that's going to be the big thing is they can get a big draws. That way, what do you keep laughing at over there?
Because the Celtics are just gonna Celtic.
Don't tell me what he said.
No. This is from Barstool Sports. The Warriors complained that the rim looked too high, and it turns out it was 2 inches off. Like they're trying to do some nefarious deeds.
2 inches?
That's a lot.
Whoa.
I mean, that's enough
Whoa.
to notice.
I think
2 inches.
I think they should raise the goals though in the NBA.
But 2 inches is like you can shoot twice. But like I would be like, this goal is a little high.
Yeah.
Wait, why do you want them to raise it? Why do you want them to
I
raise
don't
the
want
goal?
to raise it. I think I don't want to get in trouble by saying this.
Works out well.
Let's
Yeah.
just
But
go.
what makes the NBA? Do you watch guys in the NBA because or do they because they throw it down, right? They can dunk. There's always that
I like a
excitement.
nice finger roll.
They have the excitement and they can shoot.
Jelly?
But like that, like whatever. But you watch it not because like, oh, I want to see this guy make 3-pointers. Like that's great, but you want to see a guy throw it down on somebody else, all this stuff. I think that if they lowered the rims in the WNBA and you allowed girls to start yamming on other girls,
I've been saying that, dude. God, I've been saying
I
that.
think that'd be awesome. And I'm not saying that the NBA, the
The
WNBA
skill level in the WNBA
is awesome.
It's awesome, but like
You're missing
I
that one
wanna see-
element.
I want to see a girl like dunk on somebody.
I mean,
Like-
but if
like
you did that,
dunk
Brittany
on
Griner
somebody.
came back, she'd be Wilt Chamberlain.
Not like literally get up. And
Yeah, but I'm not
just put
talking
it in.
about make it to 8 feet. I'm talking about like 9.5. Like 9 feet. Like, and they want to say, well, you know what? The ball's smaller. The WNBA ball isn't the same size as the NBA ball. So like,
I mean, think about it this way.
I'm not saying that's an inferior. It's just
Just think about it
they
this
don't
way.
dunk, and I
Think
think
about
that'd make it more entertaining.
Just think about it this way. Basketball is the only sport where the women are basically, besides the ball, are playing on the same size regulation field.
Yeah, any sport, except for track, I guess. But like that's a little different. Yeah, I'm with you. I mean, I think it would definitely be entertaining.
That's crazy that they try to get away with that.
Yeah.
I mean, you have probably the two of the best shooters on the planet, and if they miss 3 in a row, they're like, so it's that. It's not me. Like they're gonna notice that it's the rim.
Yeah. How do you fix? I guess you can lower
You
the
shoot
goal.
so much, you're like, hey man, that look a little high.
Yeah.
I don't know about
Or
that.
Clay just has to go up to try to dunk, and he can't get it in there. It's like, oh, this is.
I know when I jump like this, I usually, hey, that's not
yeah,
right.
I'm not getting hung.
I mean, that's 2 inches a lot, man.
It's a lot. Makes
Hey,
a big
man,
difference.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
That's
you know what I
right.
mean? But what I was saying about the NBA is they've had this thing figured out. Obviously, baseball, like NFL. Did I say NBA? NFL. NFL is, they're the king. They are
the ruler.
America's. I don't say America's pastime because that's baseball, but like it is it's the most popular
America's
sport,
president.
right? And the Broncos, which I think everybody thought John Elway was going to buy it, right? Like he was going to be part of the ownership, whatever. My conspiracy theory was not true. I thought that Peyton and John Elway and Aaron Rodgers was going to retire, and then all three were going to go and pitch in and buy the Broncos and have like 3 of the best quarterbacks of all time as the ownership of a team that obviously didn't work out. And Tom Brady was going to be one of them. No. Aaron was going to go play for them, and Tom and Peyton and John Elway was going to give Aaron an ownership that all 4 of them were going to be there. Obviously, not the case. Instead, Walmart,
Big Walmart.
Bob Walton, the heir of Walmart, bought the Denver Broncos for a paltry $4.6 billion.
Here you go.
2 years ago, Tapper bought the Panthers for $2.4 billion. So in 2 years, with a COVID deal in between. NFL profited. Now, I don't know, obviously, the evaluations of both teams at the time, but, like, I would assume that Denver and Carolina, like, weren't that far off as far as, like,
Damn, man.
organizations call, like, how much they're valued at. $2 billion difference.
I gotta imagine the Cowboys is worth pushing 7, huh?
The Cowboys have to be one of the highest. They
I
probably
would-
are,
no,
they
I
probably
think
are the
No, I think they are the highest football
valued.
team. I think they're top 5 in all of any sport.
Yeah, I think all
Soccer
American
teams are very expensive.
No,
American
yeah,
sports,
yeah, yeah.
American sports, I think.
No. And I'm talking about. I've seen a thing. I'm pretty sure the Cowboys are top 5 in like all of sports.
Yeah.
Like talking about European soccer teams.
European
and
soccer. You know who else is? I think if I remember correctly,
It's like it's
Don't
gonna be
quote me on
Real
this, but like
Madrid
the-
or something, right?
the
Like
Knicks. I think like maybe even the Celtics, like stuff like that.
Yeah. Wow.
The Yankees, I think maybe it might be in there.
$4.6 billion, and you got you have your boy,
Russell.
old Russ, taking the reins of a $4.6 billion industry and a company.
It's the most important.
Sounds like that looks
Employee.
like yeah, he fits that well.
Oh yeah, he's gonna fake the shit out of that thing.
I'm just laughing at Russ. I can't get that thought of Russ. Like I lost a little bit of respect for Russ seeing him in the hockey stadium with the poster.
Bro. I know we talked about it, but like
Russ, God, I mean, look, it's cool if you go to the game, but Russ, you really
what are we doing?
You got a poster?
If you're gonna wear a poster, you might as well just paint your chest.
Come on, Russ.
That would actually be cooler.
It would have been cooler if you painted your chest. That would have been
Come on,
funnier. Like now, like the poster's like, oh, this is kind of dorky, but like you paint your chest, like okay, you went past the dorky part to like, okay, this is funny. You know, like you went way overboard to make it funny. You didn't go enough to where it was cool. I don't know. But is he cool? Like, what do you
Russell's
think?
not cool.
Put Russell and Drew Brees in the same category?
Absolutely.
I saw a
He's
thing
so
today.
weird, dude.
I saw a thing today said
Hey, Drew Brees is officially out of NBC.
Yeah, and it's because he was spending more time with his family.
Both I want to love like Jesus in his Twitter bio. It's just
Who said that?
Russ. We get it. He's just so
Hey,
cheap.
here's the numbers for you.
So cheap.
I'll give you the tops right here. This is 2021, so I don't know where it's at this year.
I have 2022 over here.
Oh, yeah, knock it out.
Cowboys 5.7 billion, Yankees 5.25, Knicks 5, FC Barcelona 4.76, Real Madrid 4.75.
So they're the best, the
Yeah,
highest,
the highest.
in everything.
Yep, that's crazy.
Yankees are 2. I didn't know.
I told you, I knew it was.
I mean,
knew it
the
was
Yankees
something
are
like
up
that.
there, but like,
I thought
Yes
that- I
Network,
thought-
baby.
Yeah, I thought that
Yes
soccer
Network.
money was alone.
Speaking of money, I saw something the other day when they started talking about LeBron being a billionaire now.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all see how much they said he made last year?
126 million.
That's got to be all off the court.
No,
Of course, obviously we
I
know
think-
he's making
I think
on the
probably,
court.
Yeah.
I think probably what 50 million are on the court, but still.
No, I don't even.
good.
He wasn't
He's
the
just-
highest paid player in the game last year, so it wasn't 50.
I mean, who? I mean,
I think Russ was the highest, like our highest 3.
Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
he earned that one.
Oh,
Yeah.
they're teammates.
He wasn't
He
the
was
highest
at the
paid
press
player on the
conference.
court.
He was at the press conference. New coach.
That's
Coach
where.
LeBron made that one.
Yeah.
Coach said he got the new coach said he got goosebumps when LeBron was hyping him up. I'm like, oh, because LeBron hired you.
Yeah, and now
Hey.
now you made it known that you want LeBron to coach the team.
Hey, $126 million in a year.
Year.
Yeah.
So there's 2 other basketball players that have become billionaires.
2
Michael
or 1?
Jordan.
I thought it was 1.
2.
I know it's Mike and who else?
Irvin.
Nope. There's an article. Quick trivia question. Just put it in the chat. Someone would come.
Shaq.
Nope.
All right, so it's definitely Mike and you said not Irvin.
Not Irvin.
That was a slam dunk.
Not Irvin, not Shaq.
You're missing one. Missing a big one.
Kareem.
Come on, dude. You're on the right team.
Kobe.
I said Kobe. You said no.
When did you say
He's
Kobe?
the first guess I had.
Oh, I didn't hear you say Kobe. My bad.
He
Yeah,
said
it's
Mike, I
Kobe.
go Kobe. You said no. I was like,
Oh, I didn't hear you say Kobe. My bad. Yeah,
Kobe's
Kobe.
first one.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
Is that all like posthumous?
Define that for me.
That's when you made up that word?
Say it in a sentence, please. Give me a vowel.
It's like after he passed.
Oh no, he was a billionaire before he passed away.
Oh,
Was
he
he
had
really?
that media company.
Yeah.
The Mamba.
I don't want to mess the quote up, but I think it was
LeBron's the first one to do it while he's still playing.
right.
That's
That's
it.
an active
While he
player.
was playing, that was the quote. LeBron was the first active player as a billionaire.
Yeah.
He is the third former basketball player to become a billionaire.
You know who's going to buy the Cavs and absolutely cuck Dan Gilbert? That's how to be his motivation. That's what I would do. For somebody that treated me like that, wrote me a Comic Sans letter a while, they're going to win a title before the
Problem is,
self-proclaimed king.
he has to. Dan Gilbert's got to sell it. You can't just take it from him.
Make him an offer you can't refuse.
I don't think Dan Gilbert will sell it to him. A lot of ego.
Lots
A
of
lot of
ego.
ego in that thing.
Lots of ego going on there.
32 of those. They only got 32 positions of that in the world.
Yeah, I think that probably Adam Silver would be like, look.
Adam Silver can't do anything.
Oh, yes,
No.
he can.
No, he can't.
Let's go through these emails.
The owners would have to do it.
Yeah.
The owners would have to vote him out.
Then they don't want him in.
The owners would have to vote Dan Gilbert out.
I know
It's like
the league would want him in. I don't think that
Right, like
the
the
other
players
owners,
would,
yeah.
for sure. Like the players always want a player to be an owner, because now you're crossing that threshold. You ever seen Ballers? So everybody
yeah.
wanted The Rock to be the owner of the whatever, but
Raiders?
what's that? Yeah, they're trying to blow up they're doing the LA thing.
Yeah. They did it. Didn't he become the owner? Ballers is such trash television, but I love it.
No, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
It was easy watching,
Yeah.
thoughtless, mindless watching. It was fun.
It fell short of the entourage, but it was
Yeah, Ricky can play.
Who's it?
The wide receiver.
Oh yeah.
tricky.
There's a reason why it got stopped.
Is it
Yeah,
over?
right? Yeah, they haven't been another. It's
I
like
think
three,
I thought COVID stopped it.
3 seasons.
Man, I saw some bad news the other day. I wasn't expecting that.
Oh no.
There's only one more season of Ted Lasso, and it's done after
Oh.
this next one.
What?
I just finished the.
I
most
saw that
recent
this
one.
morning. There's one more
Why?
season coming out, and they're wrapping it up.
That makes
Why?
sense. You can only run this gambit for so long. People are gonna get tired of it.
Why? What do
Yeah,
you mean?
but
That's
there's-
just funny as hell.
There's
Yeah.
like there's
It's probably
there's
run out of-
You could run that a lot though, man.
There's more to it. You could do more to that.
You know, you saw. I'm not gonna spoil anything, but you saw how they're gonna wrap it up. Makes sense.
No, don't tell me how they're gonna wrap it up.
Have you seen
He
the
doesn't
last
know.
season?
Yeah, when was the last season? Yeah, last year.
Yeah, that's what. If you saw the last episode, you see what they're doing.
I kind of forgot.
I'll tell you off air. I don't
Yeah,
want
I
to spoil
kinda
it for
forgot.
anybody.
A little bit of this going
Is
on.
it something to do with the?
Yep.
A little bit of this going on right here.
Okay.
With this guy and this guy.
Yeah. With the gray hair now.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the gray hair now.
God,
So,
I loved him when it started though.
Yeah,
I
me
know.
He's great. God,
too.
he's great.
What
when
a
it
star
started.
turn. Mm.
Needed it though.
But that's what I'm saying. That when I saw that, I was like, they're not going to do this for very much longer. Because he's running out of steam
Not only
already.
are you a producer of our show, you're a movie producer apparently.
Yeah,
too.
just have an eye for it.
Yeah. It's all the same.
I know.
Tomato, tomato.
Yeah.
I saw it make it past 3. I was wrong.
Stranger Things?
No, I've never seen it.
Me either.
I still have not seen a new episode of Ozark. new season of Ozark.
I did.
Either.
It's over.
Well,
Yeah.
here's the deal. I kept waiting. I was like, I'm gonna wait. This is gonna be a season thing. There's never a season for me to go watching it, so I haven't got there. I'm like, I'm holding off. I'm waiting for this during the season because like I have so much downtime in spring training.
Download on
But
my
that didn't
iPad.
happen. I was like, well, I'm still gonna wait because like I have downtime in the season. Well, that never happened. So now
Yeah, downtime at home.
I don't really have much downtime right now.
Yeah, you better find it.
I gotta find it. I gotta
That's
watch
good.
it. I did finish.
They needed to end that too, by the way. It was,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You want to end too early before you.
They,
wait
they
too
were
late.
they were getting out of way too many sticky ass situations.
I did finish Lincoln Lawyer.
I did too.
I enjoyed it.
It's only one season.
Yeah, as long as
Is
but
that
they
from
are
the,
gonna
good.
on the CW?
no.
No,
It doesn't look like a Netflix show.
it is not a CW show.
I know, but that's
at
how
all.
they're run. That's how they're producing it.
First off, you can't. Everybody, if you watch a show in the CW, like, bro, no one looks like this. Like, why are all these people? You're not supposed
The
to.
only
look this
show I
good.
watched on CW was Arrow,
Yeah, I saw a couple episodes of that.
but I only watched it on Netflix. I didn't watch it when it was on Arrow.
On
I think it was
CW.
on Arrow. When it was on CW.
Is that the one where he drowns in the boat?
When the shipwreck and his dad ends
Yeah.
up killing himself to save his son.
Where he
I like
Lion
the
King.
first episode. So like,
Yeah.
I'm like, but like, great looking dude.
Great looking.
Made me
dude.
want to go buy a
See what I'm
bow.
saying? That's the CW. You're like, bro, people don't look like this.
Yeah.
Maybe want to go buy a bow and like start shooting and like learning how to bow hunt because like that was like, damn, this is kind of cool.
It's cool. Yeah. Wait, do you watch The Boys on Amazon?
Are you gonna buy you some Tom Brady?
So
underwear?
I did watch. What's that? What did you say?
I was
You
gonna
buy you
find
some
some
Tom
time.
Brady underwear.
Maybe if it makes my thing look like that.
Yeah,
I
put a
will.
bow in it.
I watched some of The Boys, but like, it's good. I just don't know how I feel. I never really got into it yet. Like, I guess I just
How many
stopped.
episodes did you watch?
I watched it decent, but it was like I pieced them together. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't watch them like back and forth.
Back to back.
Wait, what
I
show
don't
is
know.
this?
It's
The
The
Boys
Boys. It's
on
like
Amazon.
it's like a different
I've
version
heard
of
of it. Yeah, I
superheroes.
never
So
saw it.
like,
Awesome.
they're not good people.
No.
Yeah, I never saw it.
They're honestly, if like superheroes were actual real people in life, like probably what they would be here. You know, like not everybody's gonna do like.
Just love the thought process of how you come up with that script.
Like be the greater good. Like no. Like of course, like if I'm the superhero and I'm in the face of the world and the world wants me to be the superhero, like I'm gonna be this cocky, arrogant fuck who gets away with everything because you can't kill me. You know what I mean? That's basically
Yeah, exactly.
That's basically what they're saying. Like their Superman. What's his name? Homelander is like the worst.
The worst.
But he's
and
also the most powerful.
But he's also painted as a picture of like America's superhero,
Yeah.
so everybody loves him.
Just a terrible dude.
But he's a terrible person, and it's awesome. Like I think all of that's so funny because it's what it would probably be like in real life.
Yeah, and then like the guy, the water guy who can swim. I forget his name. Like
He likes to fuck fish.
yeah, but like also like
He looked great.
yeah, but not that. But it's like he was like always like he crosses lines with
Yeah, sexual assault.
yeah. It's like damn.
Yeah, it's
Very
intense.
bad
It's
person.
heavy.
Bad
Yeah,
person.
they're all
Yeah,
bad
it's-
people.
It's like I guess when I started watching it, I wasn't anticipating it being like that. So like I had my mind set on something else, and it wasn't that. I thought it was gonna be like all
Disney
the other
Plus.
superhero movies,
Yeah,
right?
no.
But not. So like now that I know, maybe when I go back and watch, I'm like, okay, this is.
They get worse.
Oh I know.
It's awesome.
It was I
Right
think
up my alley.
I think I finished the first season when he was like. That's when like the last episode was when he really like was like damn,
Star turn.
He's like complete turned.
Drinking milk. Big milk guy.
Yeah, I guess I don't remember. I mean,
I won't say it.
I have to look at the. I have to go look at the.
I haven't seen that show.
He used to make his boss come over so he could.
Oh yep,
suck
yep,
away.
yep, 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 yep. And then no more boss.
No more boss.
Yeah.
Comes back
Well, I didn't know that. I don't know.
just so it doesn't spoil it for people
Okay.
at home.
Um.
But she really doesn't.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. We could have had 5 people in the deal watching us today. I didn't think we were gonna get to 2 hours today.
That was great.
That was good. That's kind of what you get with the show, though. Like, we are going to have more. Obviously, we're not gonna have shows with no guests. Like today was a kind of an anomaly. We've been a while since we've gone with no
I was
guests.
sick. You were out.
Yeah, it was a lot. We had a lot going on. I thought I was gonna land some guests, and then I didn't think. My mind got clouded, and I should have talked to Nolan because they are in the supers. It's stupid that I didn't do it. But like a few of the guests weren't able to come on today, so it's just okay. But we are gonna start having some major league guests on, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like guys are gonna come in and talk to us. do some
Expand the
cool stuff.
Rolodex. Especially we
I don't
should
know if
pro-
they'll come in, but they'll come on.
No, we got video call. Yeah.
Yeah, video call.
Especially guys that have teams in the supers or they're going to go to Omaha.
Yeah. But until then, we'll be back at Earl's on Friday, 4:30 to 6. I was hoping
Great
that,
showing last time.
Yeah, we had a good time last
Had a
time.
great time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
great time.
Oh,
Let's
she
do it
was
again.
fun. Yeah.
Let's do it again. Some drinks.
Bar tab.
Bar tab.
We capped it. First, I
We
think that's
did.
the first time
we
we've ever gone
surpassed it.
over.
We
Yeah.
surpassed the bar tab.
I don't know who gets that check. I hope it's not me.
Daddy,
Oh,
Daddy
thank
got
you.
it for us. Don't worry.
How was it?
We took your
What was
card
the
for it.
damage? Not bad?
Not bad.
Okay, cool.
Less than 100 over.
Okay, that's fair. We
Yeah.
can split it up.
That was okay.
Card roulette.
If it happens, if it keeps happening, then we'll talk.
Yeah.
More sponsors, maybe. I don't have to worry about it.
No, that's right. Big
but
cush job now.
what's that?
Big cush job you got now.
2 jobs.
2 jobs.
I got 2 jobs.
One for the. That's
This
2
one's, more,
phones.
this one's more fun though.
I hope so. That would be a real kick in the pants if you said the other one was more fun.
This one hopefully has the. This one is the end goal
Yeah.
right here.
The other one's just a little stopgap.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe I can do both for always.
That would be great too.
That'd be a great.
Whatever makes you happy.
Money makes me happy.
Oh.
I like money.
I do like money. Money makes me happy.
I like the
As well as
It's
green
not, well,
things.
it's not
It's
the
not the
money.
only thing
it's
that makes
what
me
it's
happy.
what the money brings. It's like the peace of mind.
Yeah, and just like
I'd like to be able to buy a car.
no worry. Yeah.
Sterling Automotive.
Yeah, we gotta talk to them.
I gotta buy it by next week. I've been given the ultimatum. No more borrowing
mom?
cars. Yes, it's a real thorn in their side.
Okay.
Oh, can you bring me home?
Sure.
Thank you. I don't have a ride otherwise.
I thought you had the car.
Oh, I do have the car. I gotta bring my mother home.
But see, I drove up and there's 2 cars.
I was
out
like,
here,
wait,
so,
there's a car right there.
Well, it's
Parked
a
right
weird
next to you.
day.
Huh?
It's a weird day for me because
That's
we were
okay.
we were gonna go straight to here, and then she was gonna go, and I was like, oh, I'll just ask Mikey for a ride.
And then you
on-
almost
on the
didn't
show.
come because you were sick.
Yeah,
But then you got better.
yeah, better. It's
And
over.
we're good. And we're good.
Getting an IV tomorrow. Getting back on.
There we go. There we go.
I tried to work out yesterday.
I know, but it's okay. Hydrate. Do whatever.
Chicken and rice tonight.
I don't know what it was between what? Oh, hold on. Or now what's for lunch? What's for dinner now?
For dinner.
So, again, this is the new time. We're gonna continue to hammer that home and let everybody know that our times are 6 to 8 on Mondays and Wednesdays, 4:30 to 6 at Earl's. We are going to be at Earl's again this Friday. I would assume we're gonna be at Earl's probably for a good 4 or 5 weeks in a row. I will not be at Earl's the weekend before the 4th of July, but that's okay. That's a little ways away. I'm not worried about that. And then we'll be back again on Monday here, 6 to 8. Wednesday here, 6 to 8. Trey Wingo will be in on video call, 6 to 8. On Monday, talking golf, talking betting, talking everything. His interview last time was amazing. Nobody got to see it because we had a little technical difficulties. We're not going to have that this time.
I'll be here.
We are, yeah. And then please continue to
Get us to over 2K.
Yeah, get us over to 2K on YouTube. Subscribe, share, like, tell a friend. But more importantly, not just that. When you subscribe, go ahead and click on the link go ahead and download the Caesars app. Click on sign up, and click where it says enter promo code and type in Mik'd Up 15, and then sign up and you get $1,500 free bet.
It's a hell of a deal.
It's a great deal, and you know what? You're helping you if you like the show. That's your way of helping the show. You don't have to do any. It takes no money out of your pocket. Outside of you, actually gives you money back. Really, is what
We
it does.
gave you the life hack.
I gave you the hack on how to beat the system, and how to win money. And you know what? Like once you win that money and you have all of those credits, then you don't have to worry about it ever again. Now you're playing with free money, and you can listen to all of our bets and make more money. And then all that money you make with the free money, you just cash out, and it's just like, I mean, who doesn't want that?
Listen to us during baseball season. When football season comes, feel free to fade.
When football season comes? No, I crush football.
I'm not so good.
Huh?
You crush football?
I hammer football.
Oh, you know the game. Y'all both know the game.
I hammer football.
I just played the game.
Well, you're not going to suck anymore. You're going to be good.
That's right. I'm going to listen.
I've also talked to a bunch of my friends who are really good bettors who want to come in and talk about gambling. So
Can't break the Caesars account.
he got in trouble.
Oh,
They limited him. He kept winning too much.
that's got to be the best feeling in the world.
Yeah.
Just get multiple social security numbers, sign up again, do it all over.
See, I think the way the government works, they give you one.
They only give you one
Well, you just...
for the duration.
Yeah, for your life.
I don't even know mine.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Lloyd, that's not real life. There's no way you don't know I think you're lying.
Yeah.
You don't know it.
Lloyd,
I
you're
know
full-
the last 4 digits, I think.
You're full of shit right now, Lloyd. You know that whole thing.
No.
What are they? I'm just joking.
I was going to tell you.
Go ahead, tell us.
So you don't want that? Nobody wants to be
I mean, do you have the other part of it written down somewhere? You ain't
Yes.
gotta tell us
Don't
where.
write them
tell us
down.
where.
Don't write it down.
No, no,
saved
I'm
in
just
my
saying.
phone.
Don't do
I
that.
just told him, don't tell us where.
It's under
And
an
don't
alias.
do that. Now someone's going to steal.
My life.
I mean, I guess they can have it if they want it.
That's
right?
what I'm saying. I'll start fresh.
New identity. Can you imagine whole new identity?
I'd probably just
whole
do
Can you imagine Whitsec? Like, hey, you found out that this mob boss, and you testified. Now you got to go in Whitsec, and you're gonna go to a whole new area. You
Now
know
you're living
nobody.
in-
You
now
don't
you're
even
living
have a
in-
family
Now
anymore.
you're living in Topeka, Kansas, and you know you're
and
a
your name
different
is and your name is Jerry Evans, and you're like,
Hey, Jerry, how you doing?
and now you are an attorney, and you'd have to go to law school or nothing.
hey, you
and
think
they're
that
giving you
happens?
this thing
They
and
say
like-
somebody, hey, Jerry, who?
Oh, you look so
Like you think they have to
familiar.
study? They have to study that, right? Like you have to study your new identity and like know it.
Yeah.
Because like
They wouldn't make you a lawyer. They'd make you like a
no, I
vacuum
know.
cleaner
They
salesman.
wouldn't make you something like you're gonna be using it all the time. Like
Yeah, you're off the reservation.
crazy.
That ain't the part of life I want to live. That
No.
don't sound fun. That don't sound very fun to me.
I like my family. I like my name. I don't want to do that.
I don't want to know my business. I don't know nothing.
I don't know nothing.
I ain't seen nothing.
No.
What is for dinner?
What is for dinner? So we have curtain calls, which I know you don't have one.
No. I almost did the
I thought you
document.
were gonna do the Warren Morris as a curtain call. I'll give you that.
I could have stolen that.
I'll give you that to you. I don't have a curtain call either though.
Josh, we got merch. We got fire merch.
We got merch. We gotta set the online account so we can
Yeah.
buy it. I know. I need to get more merch. I actually talked to my uncle today. Talking T-shirts is a provider of our merchandise. I will get it provided to us. I will have internet. I'll have a link on our
Website?
On our website or on our.
Have you seen the new website?
Yeah, it looks good.
It looks good.
Looks
Sharp.
good. Yeah. And then I'm gonna get it on our Instagram page, Twitter page, where you can click it and buy
Linktree.
some stuff. Yeah, Linktrees with no OnlyFans.
Oh, I was about to make the joke.
I know you are. All right.
So you shooting for it. I saw it.
We made it to 8 o'clock, 2-hour show. The show will continue to get more fun. It's our first couple shows. We're gonna have really cool guests, alcohol and stuff.
Get a sponsor.
We're gonna get a sponsor for the night show. We have a what's for dinner, which is brought to you by who?
Doze.
Eat Place.
Best dinner. Best
Great
steak.
Probably best steak in the city.
Secretly had the best burger in the city.
Has the best burger, but you can only get it for lunch, which used to be our go-to, but we can't have that for lunch. Can't have it for dinner because the price point gets too high. I was given 2 options for dinner tonight, and my wife was gonna go get it. I told her what I wanted from each of the spots. I don't know what she picked. So what's for dinner for me is going to be one of those spots that I will announce on here. I just don't know which one it is. So I'm gonna make the guess, and then we'll see if I'm right.
All right.
All right. Do you know what you want?
I got to go something clean. So I do know what I want.
Okay. Do you know what you want? It's a little late to eat.
It is late. So I already made a decision. It's late. I'm ready.
So what I'm gonna do in the future on the 6-day show, I'm gonna eat my dinner at like 5:40 before the show.
That's what you're gonna have to do.
That's
That's
what
what
I'm
I tried to do. I didn't have time to do.
Yeah, I didn't have time to do it either. Okay. And so then what's for lunch will be like, what's for dinner would just be what did we have for dinner?
Yes.
There you go. All right. So what's for dinner? Ready? 3, 2, 1. Cafe Petro.
Romans.
Oh, that was close.
Yeah.
Cafe
Romans?
Petro's close. What'd you say?
Romans.
I said Chipotle.
I had that the other night. Actually, my last night studying, I was starving, but I had
Nothing in the house.
my PEDs wore off,
Oh. Ain't cranky.
and I wasn't cranky because I was putting down some coffee, and I was like, damn, I wasn't hungry.
Coffee.
I wasn't hungry, but like I knew I was
Gotta
going to be
eat.
hungry. And then I got home and I sat. I'm like, damn, I'm starving. And then I went through. I was like, I don't want to think. When I don't want to think about what I want, Chipotle is my go-to. Like I can always eat it. It's always good, and I don't have to think about do I want it or not want it.
That's kind of how I went. Like I was literally busy like all day today, and I thought I was gonna have time to eat before,
Yeah.
and I really haven't like eaten today. And I'm like, oh my god, I'm so hungry.
Help me.
Man, I need you to pick this up.
Yeah, I don't like. I don't
Didn't even
want.
think about
I
it. I was
don't
like,
want
this
to
has
think
to
about the
happen.
food. Like this.
I'm coming home and I'm literally diving right
Yeah.
into it. I don't want any
Yeah.
of that. I don't. So
Actually, shake it up and put it in the plate and get the chips open for me. I don't want to touch anything. I just want to go right there and start scooping with the chips.
so that's how it happened for me. It was very quick.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll try Chipotle. I don't ever get it.
I like it. It's very good. Chicken and rice. That's what you want.
Yeah. And a little bean.
I'll do it for
Well,
free
me-
rice.
Good show. Great show. We did it. We made it through. Went a little 3 minutes OT.
There we
Good
go.
Stuff. I forgot. I did not put the bet in for the first 20. I knew I was gonna. Forget.
Oh, fuck.
I knew I was gonna forget. It's okay. It's okay. Live
Dude,
bets.
I was
Live
looking
bets
at
still
it
live.
was 7:43, and I was like, I gotta put.
Live
the-
bet's still live. You're watching Mik'd Up. We're brought to you by Sterling Automotive. We will see you on Friday from 4:30 to 6. Come and drink with us. Our tab is open. Bring your personality if you come though.
Yeah.
Have some fun. Enjoy the night.
BYOP.
There it is.